Everybody, good evening and welcome to the United Stand. We're live for Manchester United versus West Ham United again, but this time it's in the Carabao Cup. And there will be plenty of changes because there are plenty of leaked teams out and about there today. So we don't really have much of an idea what it's going to be. I've seen a team that's got Henderson, Wan-Bissaka, Jones and Lindelof, Tellez, Matic, Mata, McTominay, Alanga, Martial, Lingard. So no Sancho, no Donny, lots of things to discuss, but we don't know what's happening with that yet. We've got a team on the left, as you can see, which is the team on the left. That's why I said it's the team on the left. Lots to talk about as ever. And could be a little bit bigger on the screen, just a little bit. Shaw isn't in the squad, Mark, says Leo. No, Shaw's not in the squad. Pogba's not in the squad. Ronaldo's not in the squad. De Gea's not in the squad. So, yeah, it's there's a few people not in the squad today that are being rested. But I think it's going to be very interesting. Very, very interesting indeed as to how he's going to line up today. Because I think, perfect. That I think it's very interesting, as I said, how he lines up. Because it's going to be interesting how West Ham line up as well, because Antonio will probably play because he didn't play at the weekend. So if you weaken your centre-backs, imagine if you did play Lindelof and Jones against Antonio. I think that would be really interesting as a pair. I would be playing Eric Bailly in this game because he likes a physical battle, but I can't see Phil Jones starting. If Phil Jones was to start this game, I wouldn't question Ollie because he's the manager of Manchester United, but I'd really start to query what is he doing. He's already got Lingard back in instead of his new signing, and then you're going to put Phil Jones in instead of Eric Bailly. I don't know what that would be all about, but I would expect Jadon Sancho to start, and if Jadon Sancho is starting, then that leaked team that I saw about half an hour ago would already be off the scales, so to speak. A lot of people getting very excited about FIFA 22. I have downloaded it, yes, and I will be playing on Twitch at about 11 o'clock tonight. So if you want to watch me playing on that, you can. But before that, we've got Manchester United real life, and I'm looking forward to this game. I'm actually really excited about what this team could be today because, that's a bit interesting. Aston Villa's Leon Bailey is a major doubt for the game against Man United at Old Trafford on Saturday. I tell you what, say what you like about Solskjaer. I've always said it. It's not a bad thing. He's a very lucky manager. He does tend to catch teams. Callum Wilson, Newcastle's best player, out when we played them. Antonio, their only striker, out when we played them. Aston Villa's best player probably now, Leon Bailey, out when we play them. So this is why having a big squad is really, really important, of course. Hello from Mauritius, says the United Army. Thanks everyone who's tuning in early. Make sure you smash a like on the video and subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. I also do have to just say a big thank you to Wash and Go for sponsoring the show today. You can get Wash and Go through the link in the video description as always. And today's Watchalong is sponsored by Wash and Go, which is a repeat of something I said a few seconds ago. But people often say to me, Mark, is it not hard being the Wash and Go ambassador? And I always have the same reply. Being the world's strongest man is hard work. Just ask Eddie Hall. Being a central midfielder for Manchester United is hard work. Just watch Fred. Being an Alaskan crab fisherman, now that's really hard work. Just watch that program. What is it? The Deadliest Catch. But being a shampooing ambassador is as easy as taking a bath, or as I would prefer, a shower. So next time you're having a really hard day, just run a bath, light some candles, put on some relaxing music and lather up with Wash and Go. Or have a shower if you're feeling a bit economical. And I think it's cheaper to have a shower than a bath. I don't know whether Wash and Go can confirm that or not. I know they've always got somebody ready to answer our questions. But you can pick up a bottle of Wash and Go at any good retailer by hitting the link in the description and getting it delivered straight to your door. Thanks very much to Wash and Go for supporting the channel as ever. And let's get on with the show. But link in the video description for that. We've got a new member of the club, which is Multi Adrito. If you want to become a member of the club, the United Stand, the TUS Army, you can click the join button and join us. You're very, very welcome to do that. Somebody just said, I wish we could Wash and Go with Fred. Yeah. Don't ever get a sponsorship deal with Wash and Go, Fred, because people will get the wrong idea. Howdy, Mark, and all happy Wednesday. What's your score prediction? Says Lee Beecroft. I don't know what's going on in the chat with these member for 19 months getting highlighted. I don't know whether this is a new YouTube thing. It's a bit weird, actually, because, I don't know what's going on with that. I just bought 20 bottles of shampoo due to Mark's influence, as Alex say. Well, don't use it all at once. And 20-month member, though, that's pretty cool, Lee. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. If you want to do your super chats, you can do as well. We'll read those out. And YouTube trying to be Twitch, says James Kick. Okay. The lineup is Henderson, Delo, Lindelof, Bailly, Tellez, Matic, Van der Beek, Lingard, Mata, Sancho, Martial. I'll tell you what, Ronaldo, if that is the lineup, I'll be very, very happy with it. Very, very happy with it indeed. Interesting comment came out from Gary Neville today that there is no doubt Cristiano Ronaldo is a make or break signing for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We'll be talking about that. Also, this talk that Anthony Martial might be leaving as well. We'll be talking about that. But I do feel that the Man United lineup starting tonight is, and I think you can take this to the bank, it is Henderson, Tellez, Lindelof, Bailly, Delo, Matic, Van der Beek, Mata, Lingard, Sancho, Martial. So we're not massively wrong with the team that we picked on the screen, apart from Greenwood's there, and you need to take him out for Sancho. Tellez, Bailly, Lindelof. We've got that right. Delo. Yeah, I tell you what, I'm gonna say I'm actually really, really impressed. Very, very impressed. I think that is spot on by Ollie. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out how many changes he's made from the starting lineup, but I actually think he's made 11. The keeper's changed. The whole back four is different. The midfield is obviously different. Lingard didn't start. Martial didn't start. Sancho start at the weekend? No, he didn't. So he's made 11 changes. So I actually am going to say that I applaud that by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I don't know what anybody else thinks, but I applaud the fact that he's made that many changes in a game like this, because people will say, we've got to go and win. We've got to go and win Goldbridge. But I would say that, yeah, it would be nice to win. But also, we have got so many people who are really, expecting Ollie not to make loads of changes, expecting him not to do that. And I think that the fact that he has made so many changes, as I said in the preview, we've got so many players that are internationals. Victor Lindelof, Dean Henderson was part of the England setup. Eric Bailly is an international. Tellez used to be an international. Delo played in the Euros. Matic was an international. Donny was an international. Mata's won it all. Lingard is an international. Martial played up front for France just 2 weeks ago. And I keep forgetting Jadon Sancho. So that is 11 players changed, but they're all internationals, every single one of them. So he's got to do that. He's got to pick a team like that. Now, it's not officially out yet, but we believe that that is going to be the team. Matt's going to play as 10 instead of Donny van der Beek, apparently. But if that is the case, I don't know what people feel. But look, if Donny van der Beek is playing as a 6, I absolutely agree with that, because I do not see a spot at number 10 for Donny van der Beek at this football club. And I think if he's going to ever get a place at Manchester United, he's going to have to do it by playing in that midfield pivot, as we call it. And if you don't understand what a pivot is, it's basically a midfield too. I had Donny in my dream team this morning. He seemed sad. Sorry, what? Anthony said I had Donny in my dream this morning. He seemed sad. Well, I tell you what, Anthony, if I was in your dream, I'd be sad depending on what was happening in your dream. You know, what was happening to Donny in your dream? I'm traumatized. He was in your dream and he was sad. Why was he sad? What were you doing to him in his dream? But seriously, look, hopefully that's not a premonition for him being sad today. Official lineup should be out in the next 2 minutes, but it is starting to get leaked. There has been a few. But we will see what happens with that. Juan Mata looks like he's going to... I mean, look, a lot of people talking about Mata, and I don't think it matters, to be honest with you, because I think Mata has to play. I mean, should Juan Mata be at this football club? You know my opinion on that. No, not because he's not been a great servant, not because he's a nice guy, but because it was time to move him on. And you think about Hannibal Mabry, you think about Alanga. Tonight would have been a nice night to play them. and they can't play because you've got to pick Juan Mata, who shouldn't be anywhere near a starting Manchester United lineup, but is going to play tonight. Now, hopefully he'll have a good game, but if we have another night of watching Mata being too slow and off the pace, then, it makes it even more frustrating that we kept him. If he's going to be a coach, give him a job. I think Mata should have gone to Spain, played another year, retired, and then maybe come back as a coach. Please don't sub Donny in this game, Ollie, says Abdo. And Michael Fetty, who's been a member for 3 months. I'd like someone to ask Ollie if Van der Waek was a board signing. Why didn't Ollie sell him? If Ollie signed him, why doesn't he play? You know what, Michael? I was thinking exactly the same thing. I don't care for the lineup, but come on, United, says Seymour Turner. I'm very excited. 30 months he's been a member, Seymour. That's amazing. I'm very happy with that. That lineup, and but I do agree with that previous comment about Donny van der Beek. Right, we've had it confirmed officially now. Henderson, Delo, Lindelof, Bailly, Tellez, Matic, Donny, Mata, Lingard, Sancho, Martial. So that is 100% the team that Manchester United are going to pick today. Yes, the one that we mentioned a few minutes ago. So yeah, very, very good. That is the team that Manchester United have picked, and I agree with it. I do agree with it. I wholeheartedly agree with the fact that we've made 11 changes, and I certainly won't be one of those people who is moaning about the fact that we've made 11 changes, because I think that's the right thing to do with the size of the squad that we've got. You pick an injury up, etc., and these players are the players that need to come in and fill in. So it's a big, I'm very excited about Martial, very excited about Lingard and Sancho, very excited about Donny and Matic, excited about Delo and Tellez. I'm not massively excited about Mata or Lindelof or Bailly because I think, for different reasons. Obviously, Henderson in goal, opportunity for him. There's talk that he wants to go on loan in January. I mean, Henderson's an interesting one. I don't want to spend any time on it, really. Hence, I am going to spend some time on it. But, David De Gea at the moment is probably the best goalkeeper in the league. If Dean Henderson plays well today, you'll start people going, maybe Dean Henderson should be the goalkeeper. He shouldn't. David De Gea has earned that position. You only need one goalkeeper. And, I hope Dean Henderson has a good game, but I don't want to hear, he should be the number one. David De Gea is the goalkeeper. And one of the big things is there will be a mistake from De Gea this season because every goalkeeper makes a mistake. And we should stay behind De Gea when he makes the mistake, not be this flip-flop, he's in, he's out. It doesn't help either. On the bench, you've got Heaton, Phil Jones, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Bruno Fernandes, Scott McTominay, Alanga and Greenwood. So I don't know whether this is for the Premier League now, but remember last season we had 9 subs. Now it's 7. So there's not as many subs, and I don't know whether that's the same in the Premier League. I haven't noticed, but it's Heaton, Jones, Wan-Bissaka, Bruno, McTominay, Alanga and Greenwood. And of course, the most interesting question now is West Ham United. West Ham, Danny Dyer FC. Areola plays in goal. Fredericks, Johnson, Diop, Dawson, Masuka, Kral, Noble, Lanzini, Yarmolenko, and Bowen. So they've made, off the top of my head, I think they've made 9 or 10 changes themselves. Antonio isn't even part of their squad. So didn't play at the weekend with a suspension and doesn't play today, which is quite a surprising bonus. Team announced as Stale Mocky. That is the team on the left for Manchester United. Excited to see Sancho, hoping for a big game from him since it says fearless offend. Why is Sir Philip Anthony Jones not starting? Unfair. I wanted to see him roll back the years at CDM, taking set pieces, says Smalling. And team announced. Yeah, we've got that. Sean Atwood, I like this lineup. Keep up the good work, Mark. I've been here for 5 years. Thank you very much, Sean. As we can see there. Thanks for the super chats that are coming in as well. Beto says Mata will probably be out on the right wing, Sancho on the left, and Lingard is attacking midfield. Hopefully we get a win. I'm a lot more confident that we will win this game now that I've seen that West Ham side. As I said, I thought Antonio would start. Let's have a look what the West Ham fans have said on Twitter, actually. Good to see Areola making his debut. Areola starts. Where is Mickey? This is the squad I said. Only one player out. Masuka at left wing. My West Ham squad tonight would be. No Rice, Soucek or Antonio even in the squad. Yeah, West Ham fans not very hopeful of the team that they've picked. As I said, it's Areola, Fredericks, Johnson, Diop, Dawson, Masuku, Kral, Noble, Lanzini, Yarmolenko and Bowen. with all due respect, they're still a Premier League side, but I would say Manchester United, with home support, have got a massive opportunity here to go and win this game, because the team that West Ham have selected is not particularly strong. So, thoughts on a postcard there. Cannot wait to see Tellez, says Luke Martial. Glad we're not seeing Lindelof versus Antonio, says Adam Levitt. Well, yeah, I think my score prediction, I don't know whether I did a score prediction for this, because it's very hard to do a score prediction, isn't it? But my score prediction for this, probably I'm going to go sort of, I think I might go sort of like 3-1 United. I think we'll be fine. Who's the captain? Captain for United tonight? That's a good point. I should be able to find out for you very, very quickly. Someone in the chat will probably find out for me. Matic. Matic is the captain tonight. I knew it'd be Mata or Matic, but it's Matic who is the captain tonight, as people in the chat are saying. This is the confirmed squad. Yes, Phil Jones is on the bench. No Ronaldo today. No De Gea. No Maguire. No Pogba. No Luke Shaw. They're not even on the bench. So, guys, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Everything is possible, says C. Jean. I mean, to be honest with you, I want to win tonight, not because I want to win the Carabao Cup. I want to win because I think it's really important that you look at that starting lineup for United with 11 changes. How many of those players are anywhere near starting a first-team game for United? Lingard, Sancho, maybe. The rest of them have got no chance of starting in the Champions League or the Premier League. Like, they've got no chance. And Rashford and Cavani are still to come back. So I think it's really important in the Carabao Cup that we win this game so that these players... If I was Ollie, I'd say to this team, I'd say, look, that team I would expect to finish in the top 8 in the Premier League. I'd expect it to finish in the top 8. There's some really good players in there, but you are reserves. What I want you to do is go and win this game, and then the next round, I want you to go and win that. And I want you to keep winning and winning and winning. And, this is your opportunity to, show me that you're ready if I need you. So I expect some big performances today. I think we'll see some rusty performances. I do. But I'm hoping for a big game from Martial. Martial's a player that's been in the press today about leaving Manchester United, and I do think there is a big possibility of that happening. But I do think with people like Eric Bailly and Tellez, you might well see a rusty performance. They've been out for a while. Loving the midfield, says Nefarious. Well, Donny and Matic, I think they work each other really, really well. Work together really well. Brandon Duffy says fantastic rotation from Ollie. Yeah, I'm going to applaud it myself. I said this in the preview that really I want to see us making lots and lots of change. And let's hope that happens. Leo says he thinks Martial's going to be very, very quiet today. He's playing against the back five, very difficult to score. Well, not really. If they're playing a back five, that means they're going to play deep, which means we can get at them a little bit. Confirms a McFred start on Saturday, says Michael Walter. Well, we knew that would happen anyway. No Cavani either, says Lee Taylor. I don't think he's quite fit yet. Hoping for good performances from everyone, but I'm already dreading a certain Man United journalist going on about Henderson after the match, says Joshua Bowwater. Well, of course he will, mate. I think he's nailed his flag firmly to the mast that he's not going to be impartial in relation to that reporting, is he? We know where he stands on that, but, we all know what's going to come. Hopefully Martial will score. Personally, Ollie should try and keep using the same centre-back combinations, loving the rotation, says Kyle. Yep, I would agree with that. Another great show, says Darren. We're only just getting started. People forget about Bay's performances in December last summer, says Shunksha. I look at that back five, Henderson, Lindelof, Eric Bailly, Tellez and Delo, and you think that's not none of them are first teamers. And you still look at that back five and go, that's a better back five than, is it a better back five than Arsenal? Maybe. Is it a better back five than Spurs? Maybe. It's certainly a top half of the table back five, that is, isn't it? On paper it is anyway. So, and that's our reserves. So I think I can see a platform for United to go and win. I also think Matic and Donny have got a lot to prove. And as Paul Ince has said on the show before, you win the midfield battle, you win the game. Then you've got people like Lingard, who is really, really hungry. Sancho's got to show what he's all about. That's exciting. Martial's up front, and then you got Mata. How is Fred being rested like Pogba, Ronaldo, De Gea, Shaw and Maguire? McTominay just came back, so he should be managed with Fred on the bench. says S. Ahmed. And that midfield is what I was hoping for in the attack as well. I want to see Sancho getting 90 minutes today, says Dexter. Well, in relation to the bench, attacking-wise, Greenwood's there, don't need to use him. Bruno's there, don't need to use him. Alanga, potentially, if you can give him half an hour, that'd be nice. Jones, if you want to give him half an hour. I mean, look, on that bench, you've got Heaton, Jones, Wan-Bissaka, Bruno Fernandes, Scott McTominay, Alanga, Greenwood. I wouldn't want to use Heaton, Wan-Bissaka, Bruno, or Greenwood. So Jones, McTominay, and Alanga should be the 3 substitutions. That's it. And, you know, you might not want to use McTominay as well for varying reasons. I don't understand why we're picking Mata. What's he going to offer? What's his future? Lingard, CAM, and Alanga and Greenwood at left wing would have been better, says Mario Franco. I don't disagree with you, Mario. But on the other hand, in reality, if you have an opportunity to let Mata leave for a free in the summer and you don't do it and you give him a year contract, he's got to play for Manchester United at some point. And when is he going to play? He's not going to start against bloody Villarreal next week, is he? He's not going to start in an important game against Villa or Everton. If you're going to pay a player to be at this football club, you've got, and they're a senior pro, they've got to play. Of course, he's going to play today. This is what I was talking about when we give him the new contract. You give Mata a contract, you've got to play him, and I agree. This is one of the reasons I wouldn't have kept him at the club, because if you don't keep him at the club, then you could start Alanga. But you know, he's at the club. I expected him to play. I can't really moan about it, and I don't think it will happen, but we'll see. What's going on here? There we go. Okay, official lineup. Alanga needs to go on loan in January, says Ronaldo. Remember, we've still got Amad Diallo at the football club as well. So we've still got a lot of players at the club. What about Rashford and Cavani against Aston Villa? I don't think so, Panda. I can see Rashford and Cavani coming back maybe for the Champions League, maybe for that game. Cho says, I disagree. Having a player like Mata in the squad is better for everyone. Well, it's not better for Alanga or Shoretire or Hannibal, who might have been starting today or even on the bench. Imagine, look, at the end of the day, Hannibal is tearing it up in training. He's not even on the bench today. That's how many players we've got. And we've still got Cavani and Rashford to come back. Imagine Fred getting rested as if he's as important as Ronaldo and Pogba. If anything, he needs an easy game. He's been crap for a year, says Bunda. Welcome to the Members Club, The Sloth. Thank you very much for all the super chats that are coming in. You can do that through the $sign if you so wish. And if you want to become a member, you can click the join button. Jacob says that he loves Mata, but he's finished. I wouldn't have picked Mata today. But, you know, I knew he would play, so I'm not really bothered. And also, you know what? It might suit Mata. I mean, you know, Ricky would always say about Mata, you don't lose your quality, you don't lose your touch, you don't lose your ability to pass a football. And I don't think he does lose all those things. And if we can play high up the pitch today and it's a slow game, then it might suit Juan Mata. You know, if West Ham were going to attack us, that might be different. We're playing a better midfield too in the League Cup than we do in the Prem. No way should Matic be playing in this game. Need him for the Prem. It's a joke, says Sean Turner. I think we all know that that's not going to happen, Sean. It's going to be McTominay and Fred at the weekend. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. I've just noticed we're very close to 140,000. So bottom right-hand corner to subscribe, get involved with the channel. Mata and Sancho are the only players in the team that run with the ball very close to their feet, says C. Jean. Does Mata do that? I don't know. Thanks very much for the super chat there, Peter Donegan. So really hope Sancho scores his United's victory. I do think that in relation to Jadon Sancho, this is an important game because 100% he needs to start this game. He's getting half an hour here. He's starting. He's getting taken off because of a red card. He's coming on for the last 15 minutes. Starting a game at Old Trafford from minute one, you know, go out and express yourself. It's not against West Ham's first team, but it's still, you know, they're going to be up for it as much as we are. And it's an opportunity for Sancho just to, you know, relax into a game and hopefully start performing, which is important. I feel Rashford going to be the missing piece in the puzzle, says Arib. And the other day I saw an article suggesting that we play Tuanzebe at CDM next season. But I don't think Tuanzebe will be at Manchester United next season. I think Tuanzebe will leave Manchester United next summer. So I don't know how he's going to go from being a centre-back for Aston Villa to coming back to us next season and playing in the midfield. I just do not see that happening, if I'm honest with you. Matt, I tell you what, Donny will. That's a great point from Simon. I do think Donny van der Beek will benefit from playing with Juan Mata. And look, there's a lot of things to be excited about in this game. This is why I wanted Ollie to make all the changes. Because when you think about it, you've got Donny, Tellez, Dalot, you've got Sancho, Lingard, Martial. These are all very exciting players to be keeping an eye on. And I'm looking forward to it. And you know what? Love the United stand, says Mikael Roach. Thank you very much, pal. Mark, it's highly likely Donny will be the first to be subbed tonight. I hope he can show his talent before that. Cheers from Korea, bro, says Choi. Thank you very much, mate. It's an opportunity for players tonight. I would have actually, and this sounds really stupid. Chad Edwards, thank you for the super chat. This sounds really stupid, but I actually would have been really disappointed if Bruno or Ronaldo had started the game today. And yet they are two of my favourite players, but I would have been really disappointed by it because I think we need to see players playing who need that game time. So I would have been very, very disappointed by it. That's looking good. Let me just close that. Just looking at myself on my phone. I'm such a big head. Okay. Maguire finally getting a rest. LB, yeah, I can only say happy, positive vibes. You know, I really would have last season. And look, you've got to look at progress. And I think there are 5 progress points here. That's a fantastic team, except Mata, I think, will slow the tempo, says Joseph. Donny tonight could score a hat-trick, get 10 assists and cure all the world's diseases, and he still won't have a future at United. It's sad to see, says Lee. This game is exciting. What would have been more exciting is keeping Mabry on our bench or Garnacho. It was amazing for our under-18, says Sean. Look, I'm never gonna not be honest about it. There is no pathway to the first team for any youth player this year, whether it's Hannibal or anybody else. There is no pathway to the first team. They can't get on the bench for a game where we're playing our reserves in the first round of the Carabao Cup. They are not. There is no pathway for young people this season at United, and we spoke about that in the summer. In relation to Donny van der Beek, I don't disagree with people who are saying, you know, he could score loads of goals today and he still won't start. I think you're right on that. But all it does, if he does have a good game, is prove to everybody that there is a player there that probably is better than a Fred. Maybe he's better than McTominay, and he should be playing for the first team. That's all he can do. If he plays well tonight, he's not going to start the next game, but it just shows that he's a good player, which we've seen glimpses of every time we get to see him. So let's see how he performs. I thought he played well last week as well for 45 minutes. Rashford won't be back until after the international break. Ollie confirmed it on the MUFC interview, says Depanko. Well, that's good. I'm happy about that because I don't want him to rush back. Let's get him 100%. The problem is with us in these games, no matter how well these squad players play, they ain't ever going to get into the first team, says Sean Turner. And excited to see how Tellez, Dalot and Van der Beek performs, says Tracy. You know, I would add in Martial, Sancho and Lingard to that as well. I think I'm excited to see how a few players do tonight. But yeah, what I was going to say is that we can't, well, you can, but what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to not acknowledge the improvements when I see them. After that Europa League final, we were very disappointed and there was a big list of things that we needed to improve on. Squad rotation was 1, in-game substitutions were 2, doing better on set pieces was 3, creating more chances for the number 9 was 4, and, you know, dealing with a team that sits back was 5. Well, if you think about the weekends, we had more shots on target than we've had in any game this season. You think about the first few games of the season, we're not conceding from set pieces. You think about last season, you know Harry Maguire would have played this game, Bruno would have played this game, they're not playing this game. So, look, we're not where we need to be. I accept that, but there is definitely improvement. And that's why I acknowledge the improvement and I also applaud it. Donny's my man of the match on the United Stand app. Who's yours? Says Paul Guthrie. Well, I haven't kicked a ball yet, Paul. I have the white one. Sorry, loving the hoodie. I have the white one and I love it. I hope we have a great match. Hope it's not the same ref as Sunday. Great show, Mark, says Tracy Taylor. Yep, if you want to get your hoodie, you can get one through the link in the video description. It's in the second paragraph. We do ship worldwide with these and we have got other T-shirts and stuff. It's available as a T-shirt as well. And also, don't forget, we are sponsored by Wash and Go today. Fantastic hair shampoo. I don't know what I was going to say there. You can get yours through the link in the video description as well. I do use it every day because I've got bloody loads of it. And also it's very good. 2-in-1. 2-in-1. But Ollie certainly washed and goed his team today. See what I did? 11 changes, and I think that's fantastic. So let's hope we can get the result. Mark, how much do you think Ollie values the Carabao Cup this season? Will he prioritise the league, or will he be desperate for any trophy, says Lee Woolsey? And Rishit, has been a member for 10 months. Can this be another audition for Van der Beek to get into the first team? No, I don't think so. Okay, pop him on. Hello, Levin.
Hello. How's everyone doing today? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I think you look at the lineups come out. It's weird. I don't think there's much outrage. Maybe you'll be able to tell me differently in chat. I don't think there's much outrage. I think everybody expected there to be a lot of changes, right? You know, we sort of needed that. It's good. It's really good that we were able to make this many changes, because I think you look at past seasons, it's clear Ollie didn't feel like he had that luxury, but now he does, right? Where he can rest the Maguire. Like, who would have thought Maguire would get a rest? Like, madness, right? Absolute scene. So I think it's good. I think it's testament to how the actual team and the group of players has significantly improved under Ollie.
Yeah. Also, there was a question there which I'll ask you. I think it's a good point. How much do you think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, in light of the changes he's made? Some people thought he wouldn't make many changes because this is an opportunity to win a trophy, and he, maybe he thinks if he gets the Carabao Cup, he can just say, "Wow, I've won a trophy." He's made 11 changes tonight. I don't think that means he doesn't value the trophy, but it's certainly, I think he's made the right decision making the changes.
Yeah, and I think from the things he said over the past sort of 48 hours, I think he realised, as much as he might value the Carabao Cup, maybe that is something that he thinks. I think he might think, oh yeah, this will be good to win this. I think he realises he actually does need to give certain players play time if he wants to keep order and people happy, right? We all know he's about keeping, people's morale up, and the likes of the likes of Bailly and Lindelof, those will be people who will want game time. I think he realised he needs to give certain people game time. Tellers is obviously back. So I don't think the rotation, I wouldn't look too much into it. I think it's just a matter of him realising he needs to use the squad, he can use the squad, and West Ham are going to be a team who are using their squad as well. They're playing European football. They've made hella changes. So, yeah, it was needed.
Sorry, I just got a message there. Who are you looking forward to watching tonight? Because there's quite a few. I've said, obviously Donny, but there's a lot of players that are internationals that aren't first team players that I'm actually excited to watch.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that right-hand side, because I watched us against West Ham on Sunday. We did a lot down that right-hand side in the first half, which surprised me because obviously we've really not done that much, right? And it was a lot of it was coming from Varane, Wan-Bissaka, and McTominay, and Greenwood, of course, right? And today you look at the right-hand side, you're going to have Bailly, but you're going to have Delo, Donny, and Sancho. Very exciting, right? So I'm looking forward to seeing what we do down that right-hand side. Really interested in seeing Sancho. I'm just really excited about Sancho. I think he's going to eventually have that moment where people realize, okay, he is going to come good. People forget he started off last season. So remember that, Mark, when last season people were going, oh, he didn't get his move to United, so yeah, he's throwing a tantrum. He's not playing as good. Like, these things happen with players. And I'm waiting for him to have that moment. Hopefully it's tonight. Even though if it was tonight, people would go, oh, he can only do it in the Carabao Cup. But still, I'd rather it be sooner than later. Looking forward to Sancho. I'm sad. I wanted Elanga to start. I really wanted Elanga. So I'm a big Elanga stan. Hopefully he'll get on the pitch at some point. But now I wanted to see Elanga start. Looking forward to seeing Tony up front. Hopefully he can do something. I think he needs it just for his own confidence. Like, forget the result. I think he really will need it for his own assurance and confidence. But yeah, I'm excited, man. There's a lot of players who I want to see who we haven't seen much of in a while.
Just a few super chats. Travis says, Mark, do you believe the squad has any identity? And if not, do you believe the lack of a proper CDM is preventing this? We'll talk about that in a minute, Travis. And the channel has the Manchester United content out there. Also love the merch. I received my first of the 3 Ronaldo hoodies yesterday, says Chad. Thanks. You can order those through the link in the video description. But no, just going back to what you said there, Levin, I agree. I think some people, it's always about opinion. Some people are like, oh, we've made too many changes. But I said it in the preview on Monday. I wanted 11 changes because I just think we've got too big a squad and there's not really an excuse. Every one of those players is an international or has been an international. There's no There's no sort of deadwood. I mean, Matt is probably the one I would change out, to be honest. He's the only player I'm not excited about. Not because I don't want him to do well, but look, there's no long-term future in it. He's also past his best. But everybody else, conceivably, if you get an injury at left back, you want Telles to be on form. Wan-Bissaka at right back, you want Delo. Midfield, Donny, Matic. Up front, Martial hopefully can offer something. Sancho, Lingard. The centre-backs, if you lose Varane or you lose Maguire, they've got to come in. If they're here, you've got Henderson. So that's the thing that's exciting for me. And I've never really been this excited about a second string in a Carabao Cup game. But I didn't want to see Ronaldo or Bruno. I was actually more excited by the team that we've got.
Yeah, and look, a lot of people will say that because, it's either or, right? You're either going to have the manager prioritize continuing to build chemistry and developing the understanding between players, or he will rest players. And in this competition, it was always going to happen. Like, even if he didn't want to, even if he does, I think that's the key thing as well. I think even if he does prioritize and really think it's important that players build chemistry and, we want to win the Carabao Cup or whatever, you do have to use your squad to some degree. And he finally has a squad he can use. I think as much as I wanted him to use the squad more in other seasons, I could see why maybe he wouldn't, feel comfortable doing that. But we have such a stronger squad now than we did before. And look, as much as some of these players aren't like necessarily ever really gonna play unless there is maybe an injury, knock on wood or whatever, I think it can't be too bad to see how these guys do in terms of getting an understanding of how we're looking to play, right? If we're seeing really good football from this string of players, that's encouraging when you're talking about, what our starting team, our main team is looking to do. I think you can still learn a lot from this game. I'm not expecting absolute masterclasses because, sort of like you said, a lot of players are going to be rusty. A lot of these players haven't actually played. And even if it's a second string West Ham team, it's still a decent level of football. So it'll be an interesting game. I'm expecting to be back and forth, quite a bit back and forth. I don't think the ball will get stuck in the midfield the way it did a lot of the game on Sunday. Who's their midfield pivot? Who are they playing in midfield today, West Ham?
Let me just tell you the team for West Ham is Areola, Fredericks, Johnson, Diop, Dawson, Masuku, Kral, Noble, Lanzini, Yarmolenko, and Bowen. So it's a load of changes apart from Bowen, really.
Yeah, lots of changes for them.
It's funny because I don't know enough about West Ham to know whether they're playing a back five or not there.
Yeah, it's weird with West Ham because I remember when like Yarmolenko and that came on, like the West Ham fans weren't too happy with him. Do you know what I mean? Some of those guys have sort of fallen out of favour, or like the likes of Lanzini. I think he's someone that got subbed on right against us, and it's their backup players essentially. It's their backup players. I don't know if we're going to sort of see the same team, or I don't know if we're going to face the same problems we faced, on Sunday. Sorry.
Well, then I just come into my head. I just thought they're in the Europa League, aren't they? The Carabao Cup to them is an unnecessary hindrance. They don't have the squad we've got, and anybody who's moaning about or not happy with the changes that we've made, you can't moan about all those changes when you look at the quality of their internationals, and then moan about Man City and Chelsea. Man City and Chelsea are dominating the Premier League scene because they've got two teams. Have we not just gone and put two teams out today? That's basically what we've done.
Yeah, I the one way I'd disagree with you on that, and the way I'd say there's caution, right, is that the strength of Man City and Chelsea having two squads doesn't often come from their ability to just switch a full 11 game to game. Right. Like, you remember like the Leeds game for Man City last season where they almost did switch to full 11 and they lost to Leeds with 10 men. And it's like, oh, we know they have a deep squad, but this is what happens when you just sort of play all those guys together on one on a one-off week. Can't speak English today. So look, the question is though, right? Is I don't think we're going to see that from Oli, where a lot of these players will be integrated into the squad, and week to week, like if we see him make 2 or 3 changes every week and rotate that around different positions, that's something that Man City and Chelsea have the luxury of doing. Where I still don't think we're at that point. Like, I don't see a world where he goes, oh, let me just play Telles for this game just because, like, giving Shaw a rest. Like, whenever it's done, I feel like it will be done in mass amounts for us, like these Carabao Cup games. And to be fair, I don't really think we'll see much of this throughout the season anyway. Even in Carabao Cup games, I think we'll start getting to a point where Carabao Cup games, he will just look to play a stronger side. So.
Oz says, hi, Mark and Levin Goatski. Do you see any player who, if they put in a good performance tonight, could have a chance of getting more first-team reps? And YUFC says West Ham are playing a stronger team. This game is going to be very interesting. I don't know where you're getting that from. They've made as many changes as us. And please call Ollie and James Pratt's first game back at Old Trafford for 20 months. Come on the Reds, says Cosmic Dave. Enjoy it, mate. And Z says this team should comfortably finish top 8 in the Premier League. I look forward to seeing Sancho, Van der Beek and Mata one touch and give gameplay together. I hope we are going to see that, Z. But do you see any players today, if they did put in a great performance, that they would start against Villa at the weekend? Because I said, nah. Maybe Lingard or Sancho, but no.
I don't think people want to hear it, but I think if Lingard was to have a good game, there's a case. There's a case for Ollie putting him into that team. To be fair, now that I do think about it, Sancho probably would be the good one. Like, if best case scenario, Sancho has a good game and he goes, let's keep this momentum going. But I just have a feeling Lingard will have a good game and he'll go, yeah, let's play Lingard, against us.
Having said that, though, you think about the players that aren't there, you can already pick that front six for that game anyway. It's Ronaldo, Greenwood, Pogba, Bruno, McTominay, and Fred. So it's almost like, go and enjoy yourselves. You're not playing on Saturday anyway. I think I would be very surprised if any of them.
Do you think that's like a big problem though in a squad? Because I think the reason why some people see that as a problem is because we're not where we want to be, where we're like winning everything. But if we were winning everything and we were a really, really good side and we were like the favourites to win the title, realistically, nobody would care. I think people only care because we're not where we want to be. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I remember when we used to, I remember as far back as 99 and, actually it's a bit of a myth that we used to pick Beckham on the right, Scholes, Keane, Giggs, Cole and York every week. We didn't. I think there's some ridiculous stat that they didn't actually play together that often because there was rotation. But certainly around that time, you didn't sit there on a Wednesday in the Carabao Cup and go, wow, but what if Blomqvist has a good game? He's got to start at the weekend and drop Giggs. You're right. It's because we're not winning. And I think, if Donny van der Beek, I don't care if Donny van der Beek doesn't start at the weekend, because if he did have a good game tonight, it just proves he's a good player. And the question rolls on about why we don't use him more. But, maybe he gets half an hour at the weekend or something like that. You've got I don't expect changes at the weekend. But you saw us play on Sunday in the flesh. What did you think of that performance? There was a good question about, identity and have we got an identity? Did you see there was a lot of shots on target at West Ham, more shots on target than we've had all season? More shots in the game than we've had all season. And that was our hardest game, I felt. I thought West Ham did well. What did you think in the actual shape and everything like that? Because some people said we were a bit lucky.
No, I don't think saying we're lucky is fair at all. I think you could definitely see a lot of intention. Like Ollie was talking about intention, right, in his press conference after the Champions League a couple of days ago. And I could see a lot of the intention. I could see what we were trying to do. And in the first half, I thought a lot of it came off okay, where we did create chances. Like you said, we had shots on target. There was crosses into the box. There was, things going on the right-hand side, which we haven't seen before. I think, McTominay and Fred both lost the ball quite a bit, but I could see sort of what their idea was with, winning the ball back and pressing quite high and whatnot. Varane was brilliant as always. I could see it. And I now have an understanding of what Ollie wants to do. It's just about the execution. Like, I've spoken a lot on this channel about the 3-1-6 shape we had last season that I'm not a fan of. In that game, it was different. We didn't play a 3-1-6. It was like a 2-2-6, which is interesting because it meant that we had a bit more of a base in the midfield to sort of build from. So I could see changes. I could see where there's been adjustments, but it's not enough to the point where I'm going, yes, we are definitely the favourites now. And even in that, it was really a lot of the first half. When we got to the second half, I thought it died a bit. It really died. The game, there was a good probably 20 minutes where I'm watching the game and I wasn't entertained. Like I'm just watching it, I'm like, this isn't good enough. And of course the ending was mad, and I think you sort of can brush that off and forget it. So it wasn't perfect, it wasn't bad. It was like just above, and just in between the two. It was very much, we had a good spell, we had a rough spell. The good spell was okay. The bad spell wasn't too bad, but it wasn't great. It was just like our performances are still very much getting to the point where, we're not at the level, I believe, of Chelsea, Liverpool, and Man City in the system and the way we play. But that being said, I thought it was our best performance of the season so far, and I think there's positives you can take out of it in terms of the way we play and how that's progressing.
Wakas, thanks for the super chat. Wakas Arshad. Ollie playing Pogba on the left so he can play Fred and Scott is like Fergie putting Scholes on the left so he can play Phil Neville and Butt in the midfield. No, it's like Sven-Göran and Eriksson playing Scholes on the left so he can play Gerrard and Lampard, and it actually did happen. Mark, you are the best looking football YouTuber. Levin is a close second, but you can't beat Mark's cheeky smile after using Wash and Go. You've been watching me in the shower with Jared, haven't you? How do you know what I'm like when I've used Wash and Go? That's got me worried. All right, what's going on? But in seriousness, I quite like the fact that you said that you felt that we played well in the first half, or better in the first half, because a lot of people felt we played better in the second half. But I said I was quite happy with the first half. There was a few shots there. The goal. And look, the thing is, I mean, we're not going to learn about that today. We might let in some soft goals today because it's not our normal back four. But that goal, apart from the goal that West Ham scored and the penalty, which was a penalty, but we should have had 2 to make it out of the way, the goals are complete and utter fluke. We're not conceding many chances as well.
Yeah, and I think the reason why I think some people probably would be stung by the first half a bit is because where we did go wrong in the first half was a lot of the same old problems we've had, where Fred would misplace a pass and we'd get caught in transition, or McTominay would misplace a pass and we'd get caught in transition. And so I think people see that and go, oh, flipping, it's the same old stuff, right? But I think if you were to look outside of that, like you said, their goal was a bit, I was looking at their goal going, oh, they've really done us here. It was just unlucky Varane. I thought our first half was much better.
Well, that's the second time that's happened this season as well, because you think about the Southampton goal, that was another deflection where De Gea can't do anything about it. So you can live with those. I mean, I don't know what you think, Levin, actually. It's a good point. If you think about the goals, Leeds doesn't matter. We didn't concede against Wolves. The goal we conceded against Southampton, nobody could stop. It deflected. Yeah, I think on both the Southampton and the goal for West Ham, the midfield, Fred or McTominay probably could have closed down better, but the back four and De Gea, they're not at fault. And then the Newcastle goal, all right, Maguire makes a mistake on the halfway line, but the way Newcastle countered, we never got another chance to stop it. It was a very, very well taken goal. So you can see the improvement in the defence.
Yeah, and I think you can almost see, you could actually see Ollie's thought process in the second half, where in the first half, we were getting away with the ball progression not being amazing from Fred and McTominay. We were getting away with it to the point where West Ham weren't really as effective when they did get the opportunities. Whereas in the second half, they were. And that's why he made the change to bring Fred on, because he was like, okay, I actually need to control the midfield again. I need it to be a bit less erratic. And then he brings on Matic and, we get the goal. So you could almost see it like that. I think this is what we're going to see all season long now. In games where he feels like we are going to control the game very well and the midfield battle won't be an issue, he will play Pogba and Matic. In games where he feels like we're facing a very good midfield two or whatnot, he will go for McFred, right? It's clear he saw Rice and Souček and he went, yeah, okay, look, let me put McFred in for this one. And when we play a weak team, he will play McTominay and not McTominay, he'll play Matic and Pogba. Against Aston Villa, he will play McFred because he'll be worried about McGinn and what McGinn can do to us, right? So this is the pattern we're going to see. And I think what we're also going to see with that is when McFred isn't working and maybe, you're getting caught out because Fred and McTominay either loses the ball too much, then he'll sub on a Matic, or in an ideal world, he'd sub on a Donny, but I don't think we're going to see that. I think it will continue to be Matic. So,
Travis says, what do you think is holding Sancho back? Is it just a matter of the time before he explodes, or is Ollie not utilising him properly? And Grant says, if Ollie is not willing to play Alanga and Mengi, why keep them at the club instead of loaning them out? Is Phil Jones playing so they can try and sell him? We'll come back to that in a moment, Grant, because there are some comments from Ollie about Phil Jones that have just come out. But very quickly on Sancho, Levin, I know you've spoken to him about him already, but do you think anything's holding him back, or do you just think it is? I mean, admittedly, I think we spoke about it in the summer that a lot of people felt that there might be an adjustment period with Sancho anyway. Not every player hits the ground running.
He's a baller. I've seen Sancho play plenty. He is a baller, and players like him, they just need to get into their rhythm and get into their stride. And it's clear he hasn't hit that yet. It doesn't mean he's a flop or a failure. I don't really get triggered by football Twitter much, but when I see people going scamcho, bumcho, I'm like, come on, man, give it a rest, man. Honestly, I don't get triggered much, but that does start to sort of, tickle my buttons a bit. He will come good. He's actually a really good footballer. And you can actually see where it's not going right for him, which to me says we probably will be able to fix it and it will come with time. He very much needs to build chemistry with his teammates. And once that happens, he'll be flying. Honestly, he'll be flying.
Just read these quotes. I'm just going to get them here actually because it takes in what was said about Phil Jones. Please smash a like on the video and subscribe. Thanks for all the super chats that are coming in as well. These are the quotes from Ollie that have just come out. This is interesting, Levin. You'll laugh at this because we've been saying this for the last 2 days. So Solskjaer and his starting 11 being a team of internationals. They've all played for their countries, so that just says a little bit on the way I feel how far we've come. We've got a good, strong squad now. We've got to share out the minutes. I mean, he's basically repeating what we've been saying. Every player in that 11 today might be a completely different 11. I mean, how high do you think that team would finish? I said it's definitely a top half of the table team on paper.
The team that we're lining up today?
Yeah, Martial was starting for France the other day.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad team. I think ideally, if all of those players are playing, at their best or at least to a decent level, yeah, that's a top half team, definitely. That defense is...
I just changed Mata. That's the only one I'd change.
Yeah, you would have to change Mata, I think, but nah, that's not a bad team. A lot of those guys are actually, like he said, a lot of them are internationals, and yeah, some people say, being an international isn't a big deal, but a lot of these people are actually people who have played really well in the Premier League in the past couple of years at some stage. So,
I mean, look, I'd said there'd be no first team path for a young player this season, but we have got Anthony Elanga on the bench. I know a lot of people rate Hannibal, and maybe it's not going to be his season because we've got so many attacking players. But let's not forget Elanga is on the bench, and Ollie said Elanga, he's going to have a very good future and a very good career with us. We think hopefully we can put him on tonight. I mean, he's on the bench, mate. Some people thought maybe he should start, but he's on the bench. Bruno's on the bench, Greenwood's on the bench. I wouldn't be using them tonight unless we're losing. If we're winning, get him half an hour.
Yeah, I wanted to see him start. I tweeted I thought he should start, and I had people going, "Oh, you're crazy if you think Ollie will start him." But no, I want to see Elanga play. I wanted to see Hannibal as well. I was actually thinking about Ahmad, right? Because obviously Ahmad's injured, which is why he's not involved. I saw people going, "Why is he not starting Ahmad?" He's injured.
He'd be in bloody wherever he was going to go, wasn't he? Belgium.
Yeah, literally, he was going to go to the Netherlands. He got injured and that, broke off or whatever. So I'd really love to see what we do with Elanga this season. I think I'm not counting Ahmad because I think Ahmad is already sort of part of the first team. I don't think Ahmad will play much in under 23s when he comes back, other than to get fitness and whatnot. I think of all the academy players right now, Elanga's first in line. And then I think it would be Hannibal and maybe, Mengi or somebody else. But Elanga's impressed me every time I've watched him, to be fair. So I really look forward to his future at the club. I don't know what the next steps are for him, though. I don't know if he will just be put into the squad at some point or whether he'll go out on loan. I thought he would have went out on loan this season, but he didn't.
He's got so many attacking players. Even if Rashford and Cavani didn't exist, we'd still have too many. It's amazing what we've got. And then his final comment was about Phil Jones, which I was going to ask you about, and I know we had a super chat about. There's two comments. Cavani's not trained enough to be part of this. He's working hard and he knows he's better body better than everyone. He'll put his hand up when he's ready, so he's not quite ready yet. On Phil Jones, great to have him back for him as well as for family, for the team, because we know we'll need Jonah. Why would you call him Jonah? Does he understand what a Jonah is? Anyway, Phil Jones back in the equation. Somebody asked before, do you think this is just to put him in the shop window, or do you actually think Ollie really genuinely thinks he's got a future at Manchester?
You cannot sell Phil Jones. And for that reason, it can't be the shop window. Phil Jones is not going anywhere. You're not selling Phil Jones. I think he's arguably one of the most unsellable people in world football, potentially. Right? There's a list, and I think he'd be on it. He'd need to play a lot more football than just one Carabao Cup game at the start of the season to be sold anyways. So for that reason, I don't think so. I actually think Ollie just really likes Phil Jones. He just always talks highly of him. I remember I said to you a couple of weeks ago on the show, Mark, that I can very much see the club and Ollie and all them going, look, Phil's had a bad A-team. Let's take care of Phil. I don't think it's even football related to what they think he can offer, because we know he can't really offer much to us, especially now. I think it is just they really like him and they want to take care of Phil. And fair enough. It's frustrating because once again it's sort of he's blocking the pathway for other young defenders or whatever. He's stopping Varane from getting the number 4 because everyone cares about numbers and stuff. But we're just gonna have to live with Phil until his contract expires, and hopefully they don't offer him another one.
Somebody just said, what is a Jonah? It's more to do, it's actually a bad thing if you're in the sea, which we're not, so it's fine. But a Jonah is a long-established expression among sailors, meaning a person who is bad luck. And Ollie just said, we need Jonah. I don't know whether Ollie knows much about the sea, but being from Norway, he should do. I think.
You probably should.
But no, you know what? I want to give somebody a shout out, and I'm going to find out where it is, because just before we move on to the next topic, I got sent this today, actually, from, where is it? Did they send it to? Basically, they sent us a video. Here we go. Football Minion, his name is, and he has got a YouTube channel, and I'm going to shout it out because it was a very good video. Doc in the Arena. Doc in the Arena is the YouTube channel, and basically he just does videos on injuries. And I watched it, and it was all about Phil Jones. And what he was basically saying is very, very unlikely that he'll ever have a football career again, because basically he's had something removed from his knee, which is like some sort of, it's the cushion in the knee, basically,
like some cartilage or something, right?
Yeah, I can't remember. It begins with an M. Anyway, he's had it removed, and they've basically had to fracture his knee to generate this sort of bleeding and everything like that, to generate this material in his knee again. Meniscus, that's it. And it has been successful with some American footballers, but it's a long road to recovery, which is why he's been out for 2 years. It's one of the worst injuries you can have, and he's had it since about 2012. This problem, which fits in, and he said it's great that he's back, but to play week in, week out Premier League football, it's going to be very, very hard for him. So I don't know what this is all about. I don't know whether there's a genuine return for him, or whether it's just about getting him back to look after him mentally, maybe. Some people would say we shouldn't be doing that with Manchester United, but maybe Ollie's trying to get him back to find him a club so that he can play, because Ollie's a nice guy like that. But for me, Levin, when it comes to Phil Jones, it's nothing to do with injury. When I have seen him play over the last few years, we've got Varane and Maguire now, and I think Lindelof and Bailly are better as well. So, get in line, basically. I don't, that's how I feel.
Yeah, and it's funny because I remember Adam was saying on the show last night where he's like, imagine the scenes if like Phil Jones had started over like Bailly, and like Ollie's got to explain that to Bailly. Like, I know, you've not played all season. You're probably not going to play ever this season. I've chosen Phil, to start ahead of you. It's like, okay, interesting, right? Like, I couldn't envision that happening. Phil Jones we know what Phil Jones is when he's healthy, and that's not a player that should be at the club anymore. I think they've done a great job of moving on, or trying to move on, some of these players over the past couple of years, getting Sanchez out and the likes of it. And it's like, there's certain players who it's just like, maybe their time's done. Chris Smalling, for example, he was decent for Rome and Assyria or whatever, but, it's time to move on, right? It's time at United's done. Phil Jones is another one. Like, it's time at United is done. Unfortunately, I just don't think the club will see it that way. I think they will just keep him on.
Is Smalling actually starting for them anymore now that
Roma?
Yeah.
I don't know, honestly. All I know is that I'm pretty sure he's not been as good as he was, because I think he had a couple seasons there where he was really, really good, and people said, I remember myself going, he might actually be our best centre back.
I remember that.
Told him, and I was like, he might actually be our best centre back. Should we be selling this guy? But I think since then there was a bit of a drop off. I remember in the when we played Rome in the Europa League, he did have a bit of a mistake, didn't he? And I think he was quite upset about it. But yeah.
Sapatashi says, Ollie must learn how to play team game. Chelsea's got 10 individual scorers in the season. That's our team wins. Same injury as Solskjaer, says Andreas. Let's feel Phil Jones. Many people want to play for United. Should we feel sorry for all those fans too? This is a pro sport, says Red Baron. And Ross Baines, thank you very much for joining the members club. Yeah, I think that's what we're saying, really. At the end of the day, it's great that Phil Jones is back from a horrible, horrible injury, but we aren't a charity. Ultimately, if we can get him off, if you're ever going to give him half an hour, it's going to be today. So hopefully we can afford to give him half an hour, because maybe that's what he's working back to do. You don't know. He might play half an hour today, then retire. You never know with these sort of things. So it might just be all about that. Mark, what do you think about the safe standing trials in January? Says Joel Morris. I've not really read too much about it, but look, the clue's in the word. If it's safe, then, when I first started going to football all those years ago, you used to have two ends full of people standing up. So if we can get back to it and it's safe, then yes. But obviously, I do remember what happened in the late 80s at Hillsborough, and nobody wants to go back to anything like that. So, yeah, we're getting a little bit closer to kick off. Score prediction, Levin.
Score predictions are so hard. Honestly, I've been getting pelters, yeah.
We win.
Yeah, we win, right? We definitely win. But I've been doing like TikToks of like all my score predictions for like all the weekend games. And like score predictions almost like impossible to get right anyway. But like I'll go with them, I do them on stream so people see the thought process and everything, and nobody ever really disagrees. But I think this weekend I got every single one wrong except for Chelsea. And the comments are just filled with people going, "You absolute prat, stick to your day job. Idiot, you got them all wrong. It's too hard. Like, it's too hard. Everything could point to this game being a 3-0, and then it'd end up being like 2-1 to West Ham. So like, it's too hard. I will give you one and I'll go 2-1. 2-1, I'll go 2-1. But who knows? Yeah, 2-1 to United. 2-1 to United, no West Ham.
And the most important question before you go, I want to know, because there are loads of opportunities around this. Are you getting FIFA 22? Have you got FIFA 22?
I will be purchasing FIFA 22.
It's on like Pete Tong.
Yeah, I'm ready for the 1v1 mark. I'll be honest, I don't think you want it with me, but you said that you'll take anybody on or whatever. But look, we'll make it happen. I am getting a PS5 as well, so we'll be able to do it on new gen. I'm ready.
I'll tell you what, if anyone's interested in that, I have downloaded it this afternoon, but obviously I've been busy setting this up. I played one game on you can get 10 hours before it comes out next week now. I played one game. I kept it for the first year ever. I kept it on ultimate difficulty.
No way.
I did Man United, Liverpool. It was 1-1. My first goal was scored by Donny. Okay. And I tell you what, the keepers are better, because if De Gea hadn't been so good, I would have lost about 6-1. Yeah. The keepers are good. So I did enjoy it. I'm going to play it tonight at 11 on Goldbridge TV on Twitch. If anyone wants to tune in, I'm going to do a little bit of... I'm not starting my career mode. I'm just going to do a bit of like ultimate team and stuff and just get used to playing it. But early signs are it looks okay. I'm quite pleased, but then they'll start doing updates and stuff. But early signs, it looks good. And me and Levin are definitely going to have some matches and stuff. And hopefully we'll do some pro clubs and stuff like that. So yeah. Lots of stuff to come. You are on the forum today, I think.
Yeah. I'm on the forum. So hopefully we win. Have I done a forum and we've lost? I don't think I have. I don't think I've ever done a forum and we've lost. So hopefully we just win.
I'm excited. We've had a good old chat for the last half an hour or so. I can now see the players on the pitch, and I'm like, you know what? I'm actually looking forward to watching this match. I feel like a bit of a scout, really. It's like, all right, it's not the first team, but it's like, come on, go out there, perform well, start knocking on the door. Long season ahead. Yeah,
honestly, I think there's no reason to not be excited. I think, like some of these players we actually haven't seen for ages, and like some of them are actually good players that they have quality, like the likes of Tellers and Delo and others. And of course, we all want to see Donny do really well and prove Ollie wrong for not playing him as much. So there's plenty to be excited about, and hopefully we actually do play well and it's not like a boring match. I think that's the worst outcome, because I'm getting myself like really excited for this match, and so if it was to be boring, yeah, I'd be a bit disappointed still, but we'll be all right.
Driss says we've got to see Mark and Levin on pro clubs. Yeah, well, we're going to get Haber as well, because I think there'll be a lot of banter when we're playing, because I think Levin will give as good as he gets, and so will Ryan, and it'll be like, fucking cat, why didn't you pass? Keep it simple. So it'll be good. I'm looking forward to it. But anyway, we're looking forward to real life football. It's going to be kicking off very soon. Thanks for coming on, Levin. And of course, where can everyone find you? You're very easy to find, because you're one of them people that, unlike Pieface, doesn't have a different combination of different things and numbers on every platform.
Yeah, just Levin2K at Levin2K, like the number 11, but then without the E at the start, just Leven. I see a lot of people who still go Levin. It's just not. It's not that. It's En. 2K on everything: TikTok, Insta, YouTube, Twitter. Yeah, that's me.
We'll catch you in a bit, mate. Thanks for coming on. Enjoyed the chat.
Thank you very much, man. Enjoy the game.
Mate. Take care. Somebody just said then, who will be the captain of the pro clubs? There's only one. There can be only one. Then you get the blame as well. So, but no, I'm looking forward to a bit of that. As I said, I'm going to be doing it. If you're interested in that sort of thing, 11 o'clock tonight, Goldbridge TV, FIFA career mode. Man United kicks off tomorrow at 3 o'clock on there. But tonight I'll be just getting used to the game, doing a bit of Ultimate Team. My plan with Ultimate Team is to try and get as many Man United players as I can as well, because we've got so many bloody good players now. For the first time in a long time, you actually want a lot of United players. Anyway, back in the ring. Thanks everyone who's involved in the chat. Make sure you subscribe. We're getting very close to 140,000. We're only 400 away now. So bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Please share the video if you have subscribed. Share it on your Twitter and your Facebook. And make sure you smash a like on the video and all that jazz, as it says below there. Great. Fantastic. Really enjoyed the chat with Levin. Thanks everyone who's got involved on the channel. We've got a great set of people. Adam's at the game again today, of course, and I think we're actually arranging a meetup soon, which is going to be great. But look, we are only 7 minutes away from kickoff. I like that sort of hour before, where we have some really in-depth conversation, and it gets us closer to kickoff, which I'm really excited about. This, I'm really excited. That's what I mean. That chat we just had then, so many different things, and it just took the time away. And we're now about to watch this game. There's so many interesting things, no player, I think in the past in these sort of games, people go through the motions a bit, but like you know, apart from Juan Mata, who ultimately hasn't got a future at the club because he's old. I know that's a bit ageist, but whatever. Dean Henderson, point to prove. Dalot, point to prove. Tellez, point to prove. Bailey and Lindelof, point to prove. Matic and Donny, point to prove. Jesse, Martial, Sancho, point to prove. It's exciting. I'm looking forward to it. What's your score prediction for tonight's game, Mark, says Seamus? I actually think we'll win 3-1. I really hope Anthony Martial has a good game and scores a goal. I've read a lot of things today. I've got no problem with people having the opinion that we should sell him. I've got no problem with people saying that he's done. But for me, he's always been one of my favourite players. And for me, I think Anthony Martial is, you know, a fantastic player. And if he goes to Barcelona or somewhere else, then all the best to him. And I would want him to do really well. The same if Jesse'd gone to West Ham. I wanted him to do really well. I want Dan James to do well, you know. But for me, I do not think... I do not think that Martial is done at Manchester United. I actually predicted, if you remember in the summer, that Martial would have a big season for Manchester United. And obviously that's not come to pass. But it still could. It still could happen. And I really hope that he does. But, you know, I hope he has a good game tonight because I want him to get back in that French squad. He's in that French squad. He comes off the bench and then he starts the next 2 games. So at least starting a game tonight, it gives him a chance of getting back in that French squad. Which I think hopefully he will do starting tonight, and hopefully he'll do well. I just want to say as well, massive shout out to Wash and Go for sponsoring the show. If anybody watches Driving with Goldbridge, the reason this has been possible is because of the combination we've done with working with Wash and Go. We had another day filming yesterday. If you watch my Instagram, you'll know that Incy's on one of them, and we had a right old laugh. I tell you what, I've never kept 2 hands on the steering wheel in my whole life as much as I did, because we got in the car and he said, I don't like it when you drive with 1 hand on the wheel. I've seen your videos in the past. Well, you got Paul Ince next to you. You don't want to mess about. So I was on my best behaviour. But look, the show is sponsored by Wash and Go, as I said. You can get your Wash and Go through the link in the video description, delivered to your door, straight to your door through the link in the video description. You can... have a nice shower, wash and go like Goldbridge does. It's good. It's good. My hair's never felt so good. You know, I sometimes used to get like spots on the back of my neck and stuff, and I've changed my shampoo to Wash and Go. And I don't know whether the other one had something in it or something, but I'm not saying no, that's not a reason to buy it, but I'm just saying it's good. And the link is in the video description. So thank you very much to Wash and Go for sponsoring it, and big shout out for what they've helped us with Wash and Go and sponsoring the show today. The players are in the tunnel. Maybe they've had a pre-shower. Maybe they've had a bit of Wash and Go. I tell you what, Dean Henderson looks like a little bit like a bottle of Wash and Go. He's looking very limey. But are you going to show us a bottle of Wash and Go? Yeah, I am. Here it is. You can buy your Wash and Go here today because ultimately it's green, so you can't see it anyway. But there you go. Will it be Noble's revenge? Says Dust Mop. No, I don't think it will. There's Declan Rice in a cap. Oh, why has he got number 4 on it? Has he got his own brand now? I like this from Solskjaer. He said, we decided the 11 more or less before the game on Sunday as we needed more players to get more minutes. I applaud this. I applaud this from Ollie. I really do applaud this because we do need... I don't need that. Oh, I do need that. We don't... we do need to do that. We need to give these players minutes, and I think he's absolutely spot on. A little bit of a stand-up. The players are coming on the pitch. Donny van der Beek. Come on, Donny. Have a good game. Hey, look at me. You know what? That's a good job it doesn't just get rid of the clothing, isn't it? Otherwise, your lives would be ruined. But if I pull them down, it wouldn't be see-through. But look at him. He's gone to bloody big. The producer's gone to big. I've probably got his ruler out. Anyway, the players we're about to kick off with the game. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner on that road to 140k. There's Jesse. We are currently invisible balls. Sometimes that's been United over the last 8 years. Let's hope that we don't see that today. We're 300 subscribers away from 140,000, so make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Well done to Dean Henderson for starting this game today. There was a big expectation that it would be Heaton, but what's actually happened with that is that Henderson sort of got himself back quicker than thought. So A big opportunity for him today. I mean, I've got to be honest. I don't dislike Dean Henderson, but he does make me feel nervous. Don't know about you. He does make me feel nervous playing for United because you just expect all the same stuff to sort of kick up again from the press that Dean, if he makes a couple of good saves, Dean Henderson should be the goalkeeper. No, he shouldn't. Like, it doesn't matter how well he plays today. He shouldn't be the keeper. And that's nothing against him, but we should be sticking with De Gea now. He's proved why he's the number one, and that's what we should be doing. Right. Looks like West Ham are going to play a back four with a three from Lanzini, Bowen, and Yarmolenko. I don't think it'll be an easy game, by the way. I do think West Ham will be competitive, but I think if we play to our capabilities, and I do hope that the Van der Beek, Matic axis in the midfield will perform, and if they do perform, I think we'll be absolutely fine in this game. I really do. But we will see. We will see how it goes. Bang, 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 bang. Yeah, remember tonight, 11 o'clock, Goldbridge TV on Twitch. If you follow me on Twitter, I always put the links out. We'll be starting the FIFA 22 journey if you're into all that stuff. There's nothing else on a Wednesday night at 11 o'clock anyway. We've got the match reaction where you can do the player ratings, yes. And then we've got the fan forum as well. And then if you still want more content, I'll be doing a bit of FIFA, opening some packs on FIFA. I might try and build a Man United Ultimate Team, try and get as many Man United players as I can. Be a bit pricey to do, but, Do the icons carry over? Or do they have new icons? Anyway, enough of that. Let's get on with the real life. Old Trafford's, I don't know what the capacity is at Old Trafford. Does anybody know? Does anybody know what the capacity is? Because it looks full. A second 11 at Old Trafford in the Carabao Cup, and it looks full. We've just kicked off. I love it. Football. Bloody football. I love it. Sold out. It's a sellout at Old Trafford. And West Ham are starting off on the attack here. So, yeah, there will be a few rusty appearances today. 100%. Not everyone's going to play well. Wash and go. If you're watching, we want a Goldbridge driving with Deitch, even though he's probably not your target audience, as Joshua Bowter. I would love to do driving. You know what? If Wash and Go could arrange anything, or anybody could arrange anything, my 3 dream Wash and Go driving with Goldbridge guests. I mean, all at the same time would be great. 2 in the back, 1 in the front. I did do 2 yesterday. We had a threesome in the driving with Goldbridge. Nothing. Don't worry like that. It's not 18 plus, but there was 3 people in the car. I would love to do Sean Deitch on driving with Goldbridge. I'd love to do Liam Gallagher, and I would love to do Roy Keane. So there you go. Bang, 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 bang. United just passing it around the back a little bit here. We need to keep the shape. I think it's very important to look at that. We've got Paul Ince on in the morning, actually. But it was very important to keep the shape and look at how the tactics are. Just because it's a second 11, I still want to see shots on target. But it's great to see Old Trafford packed like that. Oh, West Ham in down the right-hand side, cuts it back. Bowen shoots, and he shoots wide. He should have hit it first time. I can't stand players at the highest level who don't do that. I'm glad he didn't there. But Yarmolenko gets in down the right-hand side here. Tellez is out. Tellez is actually, it's a lovely ball in behind Tellez, who just gets knocked off the ball, quite weak. And then Bowen doesn't shoot first time. But look, I am expecting to see some rustiness today from United players, 100%. I do expect that we'll see a bit of rustiness. They haven't played a lot of football, but it was an interesting ball around the back. But yeah, just going back to what I was saying there, you can take it as a joke if you want to take it as a joke. But this is a Wednesday night second string, and everyone knew it would be a second string against the West Ham second string in the Carabao Cup first round, and Old Trafford is rammed. Some Premier League clubs can put their best 11 out with some of the best players in the world and not fill their ground on a Saturday afternoon. You know, there's levels to this game, isn't there? And look, we haven't won anything for ages, and that's something they'll say. Well, at least we've won a trophy. And I would say we aren't winning trophies, and we can still pack our ground out on a Wednesday night with the second string against the second string. What amazing support! If this pivot does well, I want to see Ollie try out in the Champions League, use McFred for the Premier and Donny Matic for the Cups. Ollie won't do it, though, says Jack Ranking. Thanks for the super chat, Jack. Realistically, is there anything Donny could do today to warrant more than a few minutes on the weekend? And that's from Red Harlow with a super chat as well. If you want to do a super chat, you can do that through the $sign. We'll read those out for you, and please do subscribe. I think Donny's playing in the best position he can. Matic likes to play as a proper 6, and Donny gets to be a proper number 8. So I think he's playing in the best position possible. If he was playing in the Mata position, there's no future in it. There's no future in playing in number 10 because it's Bruno's position. So I think the only thing I could say about Donny, and White Owl says Donny is clear of Fred. The only positive I think I can say about Donny is at least he's playing in a position where there is a possibility. Because not everybody is convinced about Fred or McTominay, are they? And he's playing in their position. So, you know, if he plays well at 10, no one's dropping Bruno, are they? 5 minutes gone anyway. And it's a similar shape from United. It's a 4-2-3-1. You can see it visibly there. Matic, Donny as the 2, Lingard to the right, Sancho to the left, and then you've got Mata at the 10 with Martial up front. Cross comes in, headed away by Telles. And I do think, you know, just on Telles for a moment, I think Telles is a really liked player. But if I'm absolutely blunt, and I think you have to be blunt, you can't sit there and say Fred's shit, Phil Jones ain't that good, you know, this player's not that good. The reality is with Telles, there's no doubting his quality. But at Manchester United, he's never settled. He's never looked brilliant defensively. And a lot of that's due to the fact that he doesn't play very often. I said this a couple of weeks ago. What's the difference between Telles and Donny? Both of them were brought into the club and people were very excited, and neither of them have played much football. You know, everyone always makes it about Van der Beek, but, you know, Telles is a very similar situation. Lovely tackle by Donny. Wants their throw in as well, but it's a good tackle. Read the ball, good tackle. Shows that mobility, low centre of gravity. Very mobile player, Donny, as well, you know. Despite not playing much recently, Delo is looking so sharp on the ball. Seriously think we should be considering him starting regularly, says Luke. I'm very happy with Aaron Wan-Bissaka, thanks. But I'm glad that we went with Delo and not Trippier. And, you know, competitions for places is good. We're definitely not playing a 4-3-3 flat. We're playing a 4-2-3-1. Love the new visual with the player stats, says Tero. Yeah, big shout out to Ryan and Matt and Drawty for all they're doing with all the behind-the-scenes stuff. We've upped the levels on the watch-alongs this season. We'll have player stats and everything else growing out as the season goes, but you will get your stats on the screen as well. Nice ball into the channel here for Bowen of West Ham. It's you know, Levin was right. It's got a good speed to this game. Oh, Bay with the block. Half a chance corner. Lanzini didn't really connect with it. United a little bit sloppy at the back here. It was Kral. I don't really know what goes on here. I think West Ham get a little bit lucky. It sort of bounces off Bailly into Kral, who shoots off Bailly again. So a little bit lucky there. Levin's ball knowledge is amazing. He's very good, big man. Yes, he is. He's got very good football knowledge. And he's right. You know, this game is more free-flowing because it's a cup game and it's reserves. Like, if this was a league game, obviously you'd have first-team players and managers would be like, we don't lose this. You know, we've got to be organised. But it's a cup game that I don't think either team... Well, United want to win it. I don't think West Ham are that bothered. They're just like, go out there and express yourself. And there's a fast pace at the start of the game. And West Ham are creating more chances here. And that'll go for a goal kick. Let it go. But good start from West Ham. They were good at the weekend. They gave us a good game. And I think they're going to give us a good game tonight, which is what you want. You want to be tested. I don't want to be playing games where teams sit back and they play shit and we just try and break them down. You want a game where you're going to get worked. And then David says there, United have started off a little bit slow. Felix says West Ham dominating at the moment. And But I agree with Farjad. A lot of these players haven't played and they haven't played together. So there will be some rustiness. Of course, in the first 8 minutes, my initial concern would be Mata, Martial, Lingard not getting any of the ball. But, you know, Mata doesn't offer anything, says King Shark. I think Sunderland will win the league, says Sean Luke. Okay. Oh, he's skinned Tellez there. And it's 1-0. It's 1-0 to West Ham. Tellez on toast. Lanzini passes it in. We'd had the warning signs from Danny Dyer FC. And we've had a punch in the mouth from Danny Dyer FC. It is 1-0 to West Ham. There's an injury here to Fredericks. But it's a lovely, lovely run. I think it is Fredericks who goes on the run. He has Tellez on toast. He goes down the right. No, he slips it in. No, he doesn't. He has him on toast. Skips through Sancho and Tellez, cuts it back, and it's Lanzini to pass it in. It's a good, I tell you what, it's a good goal by West Ham, but it's been a slow start from United. And I don't know whether Henderson could have saved this. I don't think he should have done. Let's have a look at this angle here. You'd expect the player to score from it. Nah, he can't save that. Bottom corner. It would have been a fantastic save if he'd made it. And it's 1-0 to West Ham. United looking more rusty than my bike when I left it out all winter. Look, good. Good. You know what? You get what you deserve. Man United have started off slow. West Ham have started off fast. They had a couple of half chances just before that. And it's Danny Dyer FC who've scored. I fucking believe it, mate. Fucking believe it. Apples and pears. Fredericks is going off, which is a bit of a loss for West Ham, actually, because he made that goal. Down to 10 men at the moment. It's funny because I was just talking about Tellez. He always looks very rusty, but he doesn't play enough football, does he? Did Donny get drawn in? I think the deflection took Donny out of the game. But yeah, you're probably right. You probably would look at that. You know, I think if it was Fred or McTominay like it was at the weekend, we would say that as well. So yeah, good point. They've got to work now. Whitey says it's 100% Donny's fault. Oh, mate. Can the moderators get rid of these idiots? They don't know ball. How can it be 100% Donny's fault when our left back got skinned and the cross came in from that side? I mean, you can put some of the blame onto Donny. Of course you can, but you can't say 100%. Don't understand football. Penalty to United. Jesse wants it. Come on, ref. Have we got any VAR in the Carabao? Oh, you're having a bloody disgrace, mate. You are having a bloody disgrace. Oh, it's John Moss. What a surprise. He's got other things on his mind. Like, will I get subbed off if I get tired? Right, here's Delow on the right-hand side. Cross comes in. Oh, corner, Manchester United. Better. I think that's a penalty, I do. Jesse says he thinks it's a penalty. Let's have a look. I tell you what. You look at it and you say, why not? He's pulled him off. He's pulled him back. Hey, come on. Come on, then. How's that not a penalty? He's pulled him down. He's tried to pull his pants down. Goal. No. Mata. Ooh, Mata hits the bar from the cross. Cross, Matic. Lovely little ball. Matic, play it into Donny. Oh, he's overdone it. Tony's down injured. He stayed down. It was a bit of a soft penalty, but I think it was a penalty because he tried to pull him. He actually did pull him down. This is a chance for Mata. It drops to him and he goes for the shot. Technique, really. And it was a great save by the keeper. I think it was going to hit the bar anyway, but I don't know what happens to Tony. Oh, it's Bailly. Bailly on the floor again. It's Bailly. I was looking at Anthony Martial in that position where Bailly went down, but it actually was Bailly. Hopefully he's all right. I can't wait to play a bit of FIFA later. I hate it when you download a game and then you have to go and do other stuff. Although this is not a chore, this is enjoyable. I think people will be getting stressed. I'm actually quite happy that we're 1-0 down. Oh, Tony, what a cross by Delo. Why has he not gone for that? How close is he to that? What a cross by Delo. Here's Tellez. Manchester United have responded better. Sancho into the box. Goes for a corner. What a cross by Delo. Show me again. Show it me again. Come on. Show it again. This camera guy's an idiot. Or it could be a girl. Could be a camera girl. Cross for United here on the corner. It's Tellez. Up we go. Headed away. Edge of the box. Come on. We want to win these. Well in, Jesse. That's it. Bit of a press. I'd love to see that cross from Delo again. I want to know how close that was because it felt to me like Martial could have got it. Come on. What a cross by Delo. Yeah, it's a great point by Devi there. Sometimes feels like United have to go behind to get going. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. We're only 300 subscribers away from 140,000. Get involved with the United Stand. We're live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 o'clock. Lots for you to get involved in. I'll be live tomorrow morning at 10 with Paul Ince. We'll be having a chat about United and, give it to Tony! Tony! Oh, Tony. Probably should have scored. Let's have a look at this. Matic plays him in. It's good. Yeah, but it's good build-up play between Tony and Matic, actually. They start it off. He slips him in. To be fair, it's the defender who stops it going in. He's done about as well as he could do there. I wouldn't say he has to score Kuba. I think he's actually trying to square it for Delo. But good combinations there. Renate says United are playing well now. If you want to do any super chats, you can do that through the $sign. We'll read those out in the chat. Fredericks is coming off for West Ham. Very good assist, but he can't carry on. That wasn't a shot by Tony. It was a pass, by the way. He tried to square it to Delo. Still can't understand how Donny can't play the 8 role in the Prem or Champions League. Look at how well he's playing and how well he's getting up and down to Stephen. Early days, mate. I mean, people saying Donny got drawn in. He's actually marking Bowen. If he hadn't marked Bowen, he'd have been unmarked. And that was where the pass was meant to go. It deflects off Lindelof backwards. Oh, Tony, says Tathato. And thanks for those super chats. If you want to become a member, you can do that by clicking the join button. Fredericks has come off for West Ham here. He got his assist. He had Tellez on toast, to be fair. And Sancho to a certain extent. Rash says, Donny isn't a DM. He's not playing as a DM. I don't know whether you're watching the game, but he's not playing as a DM. And it definitely was a pass by Martial Che because you could tell he was flicking it with his outside of his foot across. Whether he should have gone for the shot or not, we'll see. But West Ham playing with a good energy. United are going to have to react. Nice play by Donny. Oh, lovely bite. Look at that by Martial. Lovely close control. Gets it back again. Unlucky. Matic playing like he's someone who wants to force his way into the first team. Love to see it, says Humphrey. Problem is, Matic probably couldn't play on Saturday if he wanted to because it's Wednesday night. The general feeling, and I've been told this, is that Matic can't play twice in a week. I personally think Delo is better attacking than Wan-Bissaka, says Jack. Yeah. 23 months. Mark, nearly have my 24-month badge. Well done, James Smith. Thanks for being a member. United have responded better since they've gone 1-0 down. Good tackle by Mata. West Ham are hungry here. Ow. That hurt. There was something I took a note of today. Can't remember where it was. Alanga for Mata, says Alexander. No, something I wrote down today and I can't remember what it bloody was. Don't know where I put it. Oh, that was it. It was about the bloody Delo thing. Yeah, I know what it was. There's another injury here for West Ham. A lot of clubs these days struggle with releasing players and offer them new contracts. Do you think clubs should be allowed to release or waive players whenever they want, like American sport does, says Zubi? Well, I think a player should always be entitled to their contract being paid off. If you want to terminate a contract, you can. Did you hear the interview with Ronaldo's mum? Said the same thing he did to Khabib. Don't worry, I'm going to Manchester United was definitely planned, says IQ. And I still don't know why Sancho's playing in the left and who gives Lingy the nod to play anywhere he wants, says Arch. I know. Lingard is getting a lot of freedom at United these days. A nice ball into Delo. He's got forward very, very well. I said this when Sancho and Lingard came on against West Ham on Sunday, though. It's very chaotic. Like when Pogba and Greenwood play, Greenwood's on the right, Pogba's on the left, Bruno's at 10, Ronaldo's up front. It's very clear. It seems when Lingard and Sancho come on, it becomes chaotic. It doesn't mean it doesn't work. We won the game because of it at the weekend, but it's hard to see. They do move around a lot. Sancho definitely needs to run a game Saturday, I agree. But yeah, I was just going to talk about Delo there. Yeah, I think Delo does deliver the ball better than Aaron Wan-Bissaka. But like, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is definitely a better defensive right back. So what do you want? You want a combination of the two. You know, there's a player out there that does something better than Bruno. You know, Bruno's very, very good at other things that are very important to the team. So yeah, you know, it's not a reason to drop Wan-Bissaka because Delo's better going forward. Aaron Wan-Bissaka isn't bad going forward and he's better defensively. So, but Delo's a young lad and, you know, I'm glad that he's playing this game today and hopefully he will get more opportunities. Well played by Tellez there. Sancho's very deep. Plays it in to... What's Mata doing? Well, he did quite well, actually. It's Donny. Oh, lovely long ball in by Danny into Martial, who loses it. Got to hold that up better. I like that from Donny, though. He gets the ball. He wants to play it forward. And it was a good pass. Martial just couldn't hold it up. And that's where you get the space from. And that's the Ajax system in him. He gets the ball. He wants to move it. He wants to move it quick. That's a nice little ball. Is it offside? Yeah. You think Sancho's problem is not getting space enough, says Pepe. I said this about Sancho when we bought him. I had a feeling that there was a possibility that he would take time to settle, and so it's come to pass. He didn't start last season particularly well. Sancho looks slow, but he's not particularly fast. Like, you know, I've heard people say when they play FIFA last year, oh, Sancho's crap, he's not quick enough. But that's a fair representation of what he is as a player. He's a very good player, but he's not super fast. Oh dear. He's not had a great start to this game, I must admit. His touch looks a bit off. A lot of pressure though, you know. Our job as Manchester United fans is to support a player that we really wanted at this football club and give him the time to breathe as a player, you know. And that for me is the genius of bringing in Varane and Ronaldo. is that, you know, the pressure's not on there for Sancho to perform straight away. Delo's the best Portuguese player at Manchester United, says Jack. So United are 1-0 down here. Let's not forget. Oh, tell me something. It doesn't go to extra time, does it? You don't get extra time. Straight to penalties. Surely. You don't get extra time. I think you do get extra time. I think there was extra time at Leeds Fulham, wasn't there? I think you do get extra time, actually. Brighton and apparently straight to penalties. Good. Get Phil Jones on. Is he wearing pink boots? Redeem yourself, Phil. Nice little ball there. Oh, it's a terrible first touch by Sancho again. Donny, wild and over. Puts his hand up. I just said there on Twitter, it looks like Sancho is trying a little bit too hard, you know, and it's starting to affect his game a little bit. You're going to get time to breathe at this club. There's no way the fans are going to turn on Sancho. So, you know, just calm yourself down, get used to the pace of the game. You're fine. You're absolutely fine here. I think Matic has had a good game. I think Donny's had a good game. Delo's looking good. You know, it's the front four. We need to get them on the ball a little bit more. There's no way Mata will be able to play 90 minutes, I don't think. What's that ball there? Terrible. Terrible. Of course, the problem is if we're losing, you know the subs he's going to make. It'll be Bruno comes on. Definitely. Well, then again, would you argue with bringing Bruno on? Lovely by Donny here. Lovely play. Lovely. Eric and Donny did really well there. Under pressure, keep the ball, send it back to Hendo. Start the attack again. Well done. Come on, get it to Donny. That's it. Bit of a wasteful ball by Donny, but he wins it back well. Oh, yeah, play on. Well done. Good tackle. Thought the ref was going to give a foul. Now Jesse into space. Donny makes the overlap. Playing. What the fucking hell, Jesse? Just give it to bloody Donny there. He's gone for the pass too. He's gone for the cross too early. The overlap's there. Let him bloody cross it. Good shot though from distance by Jesse there. I do feel that Donny gets ignored a little bit sometimes, and that was a lovely opportunity just to give it him and let him put the cross in. But good shot by Jesse. We win a corner. We haven't really got the big hitters for corners today. No Pogba, Maguire, Varane, McTominay. Not a massive amount of heading ability in this team. Comes edge of the box. Mata. Into Jesse. No, goes cross again. Tellez. Eric Bay. Oh, over the bar. How do you feel about Sean Dyche extending his contract with Burnley? This is Pavel. Well done, I feel like. Well done. Ross Erdley says Donny gets 100% ignored. Interesting. I don't know whether that's true or not, but Lingard, pass it to Donny again. I thought that pass was there and it was ignored again, but it's a free kick. Is Ollie's plan to develop Donny like a replacement for Pogba, says Weber? And Bailey might be better than Maguire, and Donny has been really good, in my opinion. I definitely give him a shot. I like him with Matic a lot, says Thomas James. Yeah, I agree. Well, here's a free kick. Tellez has walked away from it, which is a bit of a surprise because he's actually got a very good free kick on it. But Sancho, these are the moments. These are the moments, Jaden. I mean, Mata wants it. Probably I would let Mata take this, to be honest. There was a time when you almost said, a few years ago, in this situation, you would say Mata, goal. No, straight into the wall. I'd like Tellez to have had that free kick, to be honest. Got a good free kick, Tellez. It's Donny. Tell you what I like about Donny today. He's looked a lot freer. He's looked a lot, more agile. You can see he's got that physicality. He's got the speed. He's got the ability on the ball. I mean, I'm not saying it's an immaculate performance, but I have quite liked what I've seen. There's just more body movement. Mata tackled is Tellez. Shoots. Matic is our best DM right now, says Precious. Is Ollie's... Oh, I've done that one as well. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We are getting very close to 140,000. Should have been a foul on Mata as well from Mark Noble, I think. Or did he get the ball? We're only 50 subscribers away from 140,000, so please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Thanks everyone who's watching. Mark, how would you rate Donny's shooting ability? Maybe Ollie wants everyone ahead of the CDM to be able to score from different shooting ranges, says Juan. I don't think he's only had one shot in this game. Mata's never going to be quick enough to get on that through ball, I'm afraid. Half an hour gone then. United losing 1-0. They've definitely been a lot better since they went 1-0 down. Remember, though, the good thing is when you look at the bench, there's no Ronaldo, no Maguire, there's no Luke Shaw. There's Greenwood, there's Bruno, really, in relation to goal-scoring game changers. So these players are being trusted to find their way out. Lovely by Donny again. Does well. Strength. Very strong, Donny, Love you in your streams, Mark. Says, I'm 96. Thanks, pal. Thanks for that super chat. Delo, we're trying to find a cross there. I reckon there's a goal in this game for Donny. I really do. Call me an idiot. Many people have. Good tackle, Eric. Oh, no. Free kick. Tellez defensively does look a bit weak. I said that even before the goal happened. Every time he comes in, he just looks a little bit rusty. But the problem with Tellez is, and I suppose it's the same with Van der Beek to a certain extent, you bring Tellez in from Portugal, which is a very different league to the English league, and he hardly ever plays. So when he does play, we're expecting him, because he's been here a year and a half. Oh, he should be settled now. When has Tellez played 2 or 3 games in a row for Manchester United? Of course, he looks rusty in a United shirt. He's never had a run of games, so he's never actually adjusted to the Premier League, has he? He's never had a chance to adjust to it. So, Tellez is another player where, unless you're going to give him a run of games, you're never really going to find out what he's all about. I think ultimately we know Tellez will go next summer, don't we? I think Donny looks more free because he has a real 6 covering him. He knows Matic will be in the right spot, unlike Fred and McTominay. It's DJ Marshall. West Ham on the attack again here. Noble has been fouling persistently and still no yellow cards, says Sumya. Every time I see any mention of Man United, I cringe. The internet has taught me that this is extremely disrespectful. Is this okay or forward? Frowned upon, says Frank. Well, Manchester United fans don't use that term, but a lot of people use it not knowing it is offensive to United fans. Hi, Mark. If Ollie doesn't win a trophy this season, would this time be up? And if so, who would you take? Says Gershwin. I don't think so. I think if he finishes in the top 4, he'll keep his job under these owners. Same thing happened to Donny versus Newcastle. Does a lovely pass to Bruno and shouts, waves for it back, but it goes straight to Lingard, his face after, says Niall Parenting. What do I reckon the score will be, says Maeve. I said 3-1 to United, but at the moment, it's not. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm looking at the stats. We've had 3 shots on target. So, you know, they've had 1. We've had 59% possession. So, it's just that moment, isn't it? That one moment. And that's what football's all about. It's all about moments, everybody. In by Matic. West Ham looking energetic, and I think a team that's energetic and athletic is always a threat. Well done, Donny, again. Andelo. Does well. There's nothing ahead of him. He's not happy. Nothing ahead of Donny there. He's ran 30 yards from his own box and had to come back to go to Matic. But I think he's playing well. I think Matic and Donny have played well. I've liked that combination again. I mean, Matic doesn't really want to go box to box. Donny does want to go to box, so you get more of a natural 6 and 8 position. Whereas I think with Fred and McTominay, you end up with 2 6s. Here's Martial. Nice little run. Gets a shot off. Showed his quality there, Martial. Carrick, Ollie's talking to him, and Carrick's just put something in this here. Wait, hey man, I'm bored of listening to you. Like, I'm listening to the Wolves game. I'm listening to some Def Leppard, man. But Carricky. Oh, I can't do impressions. That's always a bad sign if I start doing impressions. Come on, United. Let's get going. I wonder what Carrick. You know what? I wonder what Carrick is. Michael, if you're watching, shout out for Carricky. Maybe Carricky's gone. Maybe Ollie's gone. Carricky. Make sure you're listening to the United Stand watch along, Carricky. There might be some good ideas about how we're doing. Okay, Pets, I will, man. Oh, ref, give the free kick. Yeah. I'm surprised the ball doesn't hit John Moss more, really. It's a big obstacle to hit. Spice Girls, greatest hits, says James Blow. And yeah, Sancho's not had his best game. But I'm not worried about Sancho. Oh, Mata, bloody hell. That's shit, Mata, that is. Go on, Donny. Well in. Yeah, I think Donny's had a good half. I think Delo's had a good half. That needs to go first time, Mata. Declan Rice is on his phone. Declan! Antonio's there as well. Surprised he's not playing, actually. Keep him fresh. 8 minutes to go. Come on, United. Let's start creating some chances here. See, Matic loves to pass forward as well. I like Matic and Donny because they like to pass forward. Here's Martial in the box. Good tip shot. Delo gets it back. Well in Eric. Mata is finished. The technique is still there, but athleticism is totally gone, says Kalimar. I agree. Oh, here's West Ham in the box again. Oh, nice little flick. This is a great... Oh, it nearly is 2. What a bit of play by West Ham this is. It would have been offside anyway. Sancho's just gone down injured here. I just tweeted out there. I mean, look, everyone loves Juan Mata. What a great career he's had. But was that deliberate by Dawson there? Let's have a watch of this. He's gone right on the back of his heel. He's all right, but probably did hurt. Yeah, you've seen Donny and Matic looking up a lot, and Mata's just not there. 5 minutes to go to half time. It's just too slow. It was, I'm scared to think how many years ago it was we lost to Was it Leicester who beat us on the opening day of the season, and Mata played against Chilwell. It's either 3 or 4 years ago, and I said that day he's finished, and yet he's still playing games for Manchester United. And the reason he's finished is not because he's not a good footballer. His legs went that very game. And you're asking him to play as a number 10. It's like asking me to play in the midfield. I'm too old. And I wasn't good enough anyway, but he's too old to play in the Premier League now, Mata. He's too old to play in the Premier League. He's not quick enough. He'll go and score a goal now, but I mean, he's capable of scoring a goal, but across 90 minutes, nice play. Come on. Help him out. Give him a pass. What a ball. What a takedown by Mata. Go on. Donny on the edge. Just lay it off to fucking Donny on the edge. Oh, all Lingard needed to do was lay it off to Donny back then, and he would have got a shot off. After watching Donny for 40 minutes, you're telling me he can't do the Fred role. He keeps possession better, passes better, and tackles better, says Mike. Lovely ball by Mata. Come on, whip it, Delo. Oh, look at that by Donny. Lovely takedown. I think it's been a very good half by Donny. I really do. That's it. Here is Donny. Go on, have a shot. Oh, he shoots it wide. Same, he can't shoot. There's Bruno and Mason, sorry. Jesse's on the pitch. Free super chat, very nice. Donny's had a great half. Get rid of Fred, mate. What a goon. Love you, Mark, mate, says Lewis. And keep Donny on. Matter off for Greenwood. Use him as a striker, then use Martial as a centre forward. Tony looks brilliant after some competition for his place, says Sam. Not sure everyone's going to agree with you on that one, Sam. I'm proud of Donny tonight. He's playing well, says Wazim. Well, hopefully he can take this first half performance into the second half. Because, you know, I did say I wouldn't be surprised if he scored a goal. Good header away by Lindelof. Second ball, Matic, well done. Third ball. Oh, Jesse, I've ran past him. Come on, eye on the ball. That's better, Jesse. Well done. Well done. Well done. A couple of minutes to go to half-time here. Another corner for West Ham. There's no time to panic yet. Oh, bloody hell. We don't look as good under the cross. We don't look as good under the crosses today, is Jesse. Minute to go. I get a feeling that I never knew. I get that feeling. We are actually losing this game. You're right. You're very right. Funny how we cross the ball more when Ronaldo isn't playing, says Clinton. Here we are on the edge. Sancho, go across. Donny. I think he would have had a shot there. I think he's just a little bit tentative to have a shot after missing a couple. Sancho. Martial. Sancho. Good cross. Unlucky. Oh, ref. How late's that? It's a FIFA penalty. You're never going to get that. Can you please give a theory on why everyone loves Donny except Ollie, says Marcus? Because Donny loves passion in the midfield and energy. I think he knows that McTominay and Fred are going to run and run and run, but I think Donny's shown that he can run and run and run. Lingard is ego, doesn't see open players, says Victor. I think Lingard likes to get shots off, doesn't he? Matic is done. We need to find another word in the dictionary for matter, says Ollie Phillips. When we are losing, yeah, we're talking about, oh, he's done okay, and I do think people have done okay, but we are losing this match, and for a lot of these players, they'll be playing a lot less football this. Oh, come on, Victor. They'll be playing a lot less football this season if we go out of this game. You know, there's a Carabao Cup game coming up after the international break, the next round. If we're not in it, a lot of these players don't get as much game time, do they? So, you know, warm up the jam, pump it up, get the party going. Oh, I've got to mess that up. It's going to be half time. Lovely by Donny. I love it. I love it. He's always looking for a forward pass. I think he's been very impressive, Donny van der Beek, today. And I know we all like Donny, and I've actually given up on him actually being given a chance in the first team, but I like his passing. It's good. Always looking to go forward. He's always moving as well. And Matic just sits and let him do it. It works well. The Matic-Donny van der Beek partnership is totally different to that of what we used to. Half-time, 1-0. What more does Matic need to do to show Ollie should be in front of Fred? And Dolo looks good for him forward, whipping in crosses, switching play and making runs forward. He looks so much better and comfortable on the ball than Wan-Bissaka, says Vincent. Donny has had a wonderful first half, so you know what that means. He'll getting subbed off at half-time. That was from Reverse Clouds. And, hey, Mark, now we're a month or so into the season. Are you optimistic for United's chances of getting silverware? I mean, no, I wouldn't adjust Manchester United's season, Guitar Boy, just because we're a month in. I'm relatively happy with, I'm happy with where we are. I think we could be better, but I'm relatively happy with where we are. We are up at the top with Liverpool and Chelsea. The next 2 games we've got to win in the league in relation to that, and then then you've got to go again and again and again and again. What would I do in that second half? I mean, some people say Martial shit. I mean, look, I expect that. Martial divides opinion. I think he's been decent when he's got the ball. He hasn't had enough of the ball, but when he's got the ball, he's looked good. I would take Juan Mata off at half time. I don't think Ollie will do it, but I would take him off at half time because he's too slow. He's still got a great touch. He's still got a good pass, but the game is too slow. And that's because of that. Donny van de Beek and Matic have worked really well. I like the way Matic sits and Donny goes box to box. That's how I want to see our midfield. A clear 6, a clear 8 and a clear 10. I've liked that. The goal was a good goal from West Ham. We just got caught out and we need to catch them out a few times. I think the front 4 isn't working. Sancho looked very nervous. Lingard's all over the place. Mata is just too slow. And therefore, Martial's game is going to be impacted by that as well. What he does off the bench, I think he might have to bring Bruno on for Mata. I think that's what he might have to do in this game. And I'm sure Bruno Fernandes would be more than happy to come on, but he might have to do that. Because ultimately, I think we might lose this game if we don't make that change. Mata's not physically able to do it anymore. And how does Lindelof have this special ability to suck every wing back he's played with towards him, says Julian S. Just to be controversial, Donny is a 6 for me at the minute. Matic is our best player that half, says Jake Pennington. You know what? I can only repeat what I've said a few times. I think that Donny van de Beek and Nemanja Matic they work. I know it was a pre-season game against Everton, but they work. They work together. They actually look like a combination in the midfield. Now, how good that combination is, I don't know. How would it perform against the Liverpool or an Everton in a Premier League game? I don't know. But I watched them play against Wolves away at the end of last season. I liked it. I saw it in pre-season. I liked it. And I've seen it again. And I like it. I like the Matic-Donny thing because... And maybe the reason I like it is because they just do it the right way. Matic 6, Donny's energetic box to box. And what both players want to do is get the ball and pass it forward. The tempo has been very good from Matic and Donny. And I think too many times with Fred and Pogba or McTominay and Fred, it's a slow tempo. And Matic will pass between the lines and Donny will pass between the lines. Unfortunately, the problem today is a problem we never have, is that we're passing through the lines and Matt is too slow. So, get Bruno on. Why are we crossing the ball looking at the fact that there was no aerial ability in our forwards, says Aditya. Martial left, Sancho right, Lingard's cam and Greenwood up front at half time, says Ewan Black. Sancho's best link-up play so far for Man United has come today with Martial. I think Greenwood needs to come in for Mata, says Beto. And Mata is not physically able to do it anymore. I've done that one from Julian S. It's a funny one. It's a really funny game. Ultimately, I think we're 1-0 down because of something that I said at the start of the game might be a problem. And so it came to pass. I was literally talking just before it happened about there's no doubt in the quality of Alex Telles, but every time I've watched him play for United in the time he's been here, he's always looked rusty defensively. Well, I think people psychologically fall into the trap. Well, he's been here 18 months. He must be settled. But how can he settle and adjust to Premier League football when he never bloody plays? He's hardly played in a year and a half. So, of course, he's going to be rusty. He's not up to speed. And that right back, Fredericks, had Telles on toast, cuts it back, and it's a tap-in. And we're 1-0 down. And that's why we're 1-0 down. In relation to the game, I think we've done okay. I think there's a big issue with Mata, which many people predicted there would be. He's just not up to it anymore. And why did we keep him for another year? Just give him a coaching job. And Telles looks weak defensively because he never plays. But apart from that, you can't really moan about Lindelof or Henderson or Bailly or Deleu or Matic or Donny or Lingard or Martial or Sancho. You can't really moan about them massively. I think it's really the mistake by Telles. Yeah, Sancho's not at the races and Mata's not quick enough. Would Matic and Donny work in a regular Premier League game, says Luke? I don't know, Luke. I don't know. But I certainly think that in the case of Donny van de Beek, high tempo, physical, good at tackling and good at moving the ball forward. How are any of those things making him not get picked ahead of Fred? It doesn't make any sense to me because I don't know what Fred offers to... but look at Sky. Look at Sky. Fucking idiots. They circled Donny van de Beek for the goal, right? They've circled Donny van de Beek for the goal, yeah? They're idiots. They don't know football, right? They've circled Donny van de Beek for the ball. Do you know why they're wrong? because Tellez gets done. So Lindelof has to come across to Tellez, man, and Donny is worried about Bowen on the front post, so he goes to cover that. And he has to leave his man. These people don't know football. They're ex-players and they don't even fucking know football. What are they talking about? It's agenda. It's agenda. We saw it last year. Oh, look at this mistake David De Gea made because we want Dean Henderson in goal. Like, that goal is mainly because of Tellez. Yes, Donny leaves his man, but look at why he leaves his man. He gets dragged away from him because they've got a man over. Lindelof has to go to Tellez's man, and Lindelof leaves his man, so Donny goes to cover that front post cross, and it gets cut back. We're a man down. Would Matic, Donny working out? We've done that one. Greenwood chose Klopp over Ollie as his manager in his Ultimate Team. Does that speak volumes? Does he? Did he, Harris? I can't wait. I'm playing a bit of Ultimate Team tonight at 11, so make sure you tune in Goldbridge TV or just follow me on Twitter at Mark Goldbridge. I'll be tweeting it out. I've got FIFA 22 and I'm ready to go. Solskjaer just sat down most of the half whilst losing. Moyes stood up the whole half whilst winning. So much not to like about Ollie, says Daniel Priest. Welcome to the Members Club, Paraz. And Martial is poor, says Gwydion. I disagree. People watch different games, don't they? You have your opinion, I'll have mine. I don't think Martial's been poor. Mata has passed the ball around nicely, but just doesn't have the legs. I'd agree with that, Vinay. He's got the touch, he's got the pass, but he hasn't got the legs. And in this game, you've got to have the legs. That touch when Donny took the ball from the air past the move, brilliant performance as Arab return. And Alanga on for Mata. Martial glides through defenders and looks good. Donny and Matic, different class to McFred. Donny is tough and energetic, says Vicky. Where? Oh, okay. Mark, Lacquer is back. We could be getting Martial will unleash his true potential. So this is SofaScore ratings so far. I don't know how they do it. Is it just somebody's opinion? I presume. So apparently this is an aggregation of stats. And Juan Mata and Martial are the two highest with the low. No, Eric Bailly is higher. Yeah. I really think our player ratings will be more accurate in the second half because when we put our player ratings for you to vote in the second half, and we'll go through that on the match reaction, every player out of 10, 6 being the average. If 6 is the average, how can every player nearly be above average? Some very generous scoring there on SofaScore, people, whoever's voting on that. So Matt is above average, Martial and Sancho and Lingard are above average, as is Donny and Matic. So everybody's above average, really, and yet we're losing 1-0. This is why the United Stand player ratings, voted for by you, are the most accurate and honest player ratings you get in Manchester United fandom. Martial's skill on the ball and his play with Sancho has been very good, says Gordon Murray. Mr. Glenn Johnson, I disagree, Mark. Bailly comes to cover for Lindelof as is his job. Donny has to hold his man and didn't. We've seen Fred to do this mistake 20 times, says Mr. Glenn Johnson. I disagree with you. I'll come back on that. Sancho has played as a cam at times for Donny for Dortmund. Wouldn't be good for him to get some rhythm in the middle, says Mario. Donny's been best player by far, but he'll be the first to leave. Ollie is clueless, says Hazard. Donny, Tony and Matic have been good. Need more from Sancho, but it will come in time, says Noah. And welcome to the Members Club, Joy. Look, there is no way any of these players start the game on Saturday. There's no way they were starting the game no matter whether they play well or not. But what you can take as a positive from this, if you do think Donny's played well, if you do think Matic has played well, what you take from this is that when Fred or McTominay play at the weekend, and if they don't play well, it's that continued question, why doesn't he pick Matic or Donny? That's all you can take away as your positive. As for what Mr. Glenn Johnson said, blaming Donny on the goal, yes, he leaves his man, and that's why his man scores the goal. But listen to what I'm saying. If Tellez doesn't get skinned, that cross never comes in. The blame for that is the player who gets skinned. They create the danger for our defence. Tellez is at fault for the goal. Lindelof has to come across. Now, if Tellez stays with his man, Lindelof stays in front of Bowen and Bailly stays behind him. But because Tellez gets skinned, Lindelof has to go across. So Donny goes to do Lindelof's job, which is to stay in front of Bowen because Bailly can't get in front of him. It's all right saying, wow, Bailly would have been all right. Well, if Bailly's all right, why was Lindelof stood in front of him in the first place? And that's where Lindelof would have been if Tellez had done his job. So ultimately, the goal happens because Tellez gets skinned. Tellez, Delo has a mean crush to him. He's going to put on a run on his head in the Champions League next week, says Andrew. I keep watching Donny play because I know Fred will start over him. I hate Fred, says Oz. Well, let's not hate. Uggies, thank you very much for the super chat. And feel sorry for the fringe players tonight. Very difficult for them to play brilliantly in a brand new team. Players like Delo or Donny should be starting in the normal first 11 for a proper chance, says DWR Music. I tell you what, if it is the end of Donny van der Beek at Manchester United, then somebody's going to get a really good player. Whether it's Inter Milan, Barcelona, whoever, they're going to get a very good player. Clear penalty on Jesse, says Pierre. No, I do. I agree. I think it was a penalty on Jesse, but you know what? Let's not dwell on that. I mean, we don't want to be that club that says, we went out because of John Moss. There's plenty of time for us to score goals. So, look, a lot of people talking about different performances. Remember, in the second half, I'll drop the link in the video description, unitedstand.com. You can vote for your player ratings, mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average, star next to your man of the match, submit your scores, and then when I do my match reaction, I do mine and it reveals yours, which is aggregated by the thousands of people who vote. So that's to come out as well. Oh, and please do subscribe to the channel. Bottom right-hand corner, we are getting very close to 140,000 subscribers. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. We're always live. We're always interactive and we're always honest. It's always real opinion, whether you like it or not, from you and from me and everybody on the show. So subscribe. We're live every morning at 10 o'clock. In fact, I've got Paul Ince on with me tomorrow morning at 10. Normally an afternoon show and an 8 o'clock show as well. Cardboard Light says Lingard looks really good tonight. I don't think Lingard's played that well. I don't think you could say that any of the front four have played particularly well. But personally, if I was ranking the front four, I would say Lingard and Martial similar, Sancho a little bit below, and Mata below that. That's how I'd rank them. But I think if we got Bruno on or somebody to play 10, we'd be better. But obviously that's not going to happen. Fullbacks are going to get skinned. The job of the number 6 is to cover those players. Donny messed up. End of, says Mario. Mate, don't talk to me about football tactics. Like, it's not nonsense. You've got an opinion. I've got an opinion. You can't say that's nonsense. Fullbacks are going to get skinned. The job of the number 6 is to cover those players. Donny messed up. End of. Like, you've just spent money to expose yourself as a prat there. So if somebody gets skinned, everybody just stays in position. Well, Fredericks just runs all the way to the goal and has a shot. Someone's got to come towards him. And that's what happens. Look at the goal we conceded against Newcastle. Is that Varane's fault? Is that Luke Shaw's fault? Harry Maguire misses a tackle on the halfway line. Luke Shaw goes with the runner, which takes him out of position because he's got to go with the runner. And West Ham move it over to the spare man on the corner. Now, people try to say that's Luke Shaw's fault. When you watch it back, it's Harry Maguire's fault, and it's a very good break. But as soon as somebody breaks through the lines and has an extra man, they should get a shot on goal because they've got an extra man, and that's all that happened. But what makes me laugh is that people are blaming Donny van der Beek for that goal because he loses his man, but totally ignoring the fact that the reason the player runs all the way in our box with a free cutback is because Telles gets skinned. Like, look at the result of what happened. We ended up in a situation where everyone got pulled out of position, Lindelof and Donny, because of Telles. So, there is a large proportion of the blame of that goal goes to Telles. Donny actually has good positioning to block the ball, but the cutback deflects off Lindelof. Watch it again. Yeah, I said that anyway, Duncan. And Tony, thanks for you. Welcome to the Members Club. There are 3 refs I'm scared of. Atkinson, Oliver and Moss. I have a bad feeling when there are refs to the game. Donny best. Dolo looks good too, says DK. And just wondering if you could explain what you mean by playing through the lines, says Gordon. So if you look at that picture of the players there, when Donny and Matic have got the ball, they're trying to play through the lines to Mata or Lingard or Sancho. And the lines will be the lines of the West Ham players. So there might be a 10, there might be 2 midfielders, and they're trying to pass through those lines to get to bypass them and get the ball to the attackers. Passing through the lines is effectively about that. You're passing through the lines. And if you think about it, we play with a line. The back 4, the midfield 2, the front 3, and Martial. We play with 4 lines of players, 5 if you count the goalkeeper, but passing through the goalkeeper's line's a goal. So we play with 4 lines. We've got a back 4, we've got the midfield 2, we've got the midfield 3, and then we've got Martial. So if you can pass between the lines, you might pass past Martial and pass the front 3 into the midfielder. You might pass through 3 lines. So 3 lines on a shirt. Anyway, look, subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, get involved. And there are 3. Okay, we've done that. Okay, thank you very much. Ollie's looking happy. He doesn't look bothered, Ollie, does he? And I suppose that's probably what he'd say. I would say, what would my team talk at halftime be? I'd say this. I'd say, you know what? You're my team for the Carabao Cup. I haven't picked the first team players. You've got another game in 3 weeks. If you win this, go out there and show me that you're good enough. As a Barcelona supporter, so I wish we had a player like Donny. My man deserves good play time. Well, as I say, if we don't use Donny, someone gets a good player, bro. Donny is offered the best control, says Stale. I think Matic and Donny have provided a platform of the ball that has worked really well. Unfortunately, the front four haven't used that platform that well. And I think Mata and Sancho can certainly improve. But I said maybe Donny will get a goal. Mark, do you think Donny has a future at United, seeing as he started in the 8th position and has done well so far? No, Paul, I don't. I don't. I think Donny's done at United. I said this after he got subbed off at half time. I think he's too low down the pecking order. But all he can do is play well. And, then when he does go somewhere else, we can all say, why didn't get his chance? I don't mind Donny not playing if you've got Henderson, Fabinho, or Jorginho and Kante, or Rodri and Gundogan, but we've got McTominay and Fred. I don't understand why Matic and Donny and Pogba aren't playing in the midfield more. Lose tonight and focus on the bigger prizes, says Jason, but we can't. No, I don't agree with that, Jason. Don't lose tonight and let the reserve players play more. Anyway, second half has kicked off. No substitutions. Let's keep that momentum going. Let's get that goal. Remember, it goes straight to penalties if it's a draw. Jermaine says, I like your tactical viewpoint. However, talent wins games. Check every sport, and that will be the common denominator. United need brilliance. Let's go. Yeah, you're right. You're right on that. Jermaine, overall, it's been a very different game than typical United under Ollie. Good crossing and one-touch play due to Matic, Sancho, Donny, and Martial. Yeah, Shisha, I agree. I think we've been more attacking. So low crosses look good today. His crosses will be good for Ronaldo, says Brinny. Well, we will see that next Wednesday, won't we, when we play Villarreal at Old Trafford. But let's keep this tempo up. Look at the movement of the ball there. Like Bay, Matic, Donny, it's quick. Mata. Bring Greenwood and Bruno on. I do not want to lose this game, says Alien. Well, if we get level, it goes to penalties at 90 minutes. Donny's far better than Fred, says Aguiz. Though I don't think he's going to make a strong CDM, but he's a better midfielder than Fred, says Aguiz. And Mark, don't stress. A lot of these lot don't see the game. He had no transition. Let's go into the second half and bring this home, says Rafa. Well, remember what I said. I've got a funny feeling that Donny might score tonight. Let's see if I'm right. Bang, 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 bang. I'll tell you when the player ratings go up, but we've only had a minute of the second half. If I was giving a man of the match at the moment, I mean, I don't like to give a man of the match at half time, but I'd probably give it as a pair to Matic and Donny. I think they've been the most consistent two players. Lots of good tackles. Matic has been really energetic. Donny's been really energetic. It's not just their ability on the ball. They've actually gone and won a lot of tackles and broken up the play. And there's not been any runners off the midfield getting at the back four. Getting a lot of crosses into the box compared to last season, says Gordon Murray. Sorry this were, but how tall are you, says Luke. Well, I was 6 foot, Luke, but you know what? I stood next to Thogdad yesterday, and I don't think I'm 6 foot anymore. I think I've shrunk. Oh, Jesse! Why doesn't he get rid of the ball? He's too much of a ball hogger at times. Like, he's just got to slip Martial in there. 2 times in the first half, he could have played a decent pass to Bruno. Again there, he should have slipped in Martial. I mean, he's very good with his shots, Jesse, but I do think he's a bit greedy at times. I don't think it's just Jesse that gets ignored by Lingard. I think he just always wants to get a shot off when he's running in space. I mean, he's always been like that, to be fair. Sometimes he needs to get his head up and see that the striker's made a run. I'm gonna measure myself and find out. I have got a lower back condition though, so that probably might have lost. I might have shrunk. I have to check. I was 6 foot when I was 14, definitely. But it's not something over the last 20 years I've ever thought about doing. If I'm measuring something, it's not my height. The best way to quicken our play and break down low blocks is for the other guys to read Donny and Sancho's movement and trust them with the ball more, says Humphrey. Very good point, Humphrey. And I agree it's unfair to blame Donny for conceding because he doesn't rush in. He clearly tries to stay between the ball and his man, just fails interceptions, says Sammy Gleave. Yeah. If you know, you know, Sammy. I've been in that position time and time again. You try to cover two passes and it's, you know, if somebody plays a good pass, you can't do it. But ultimately, it wasn't even a good pass. It was a deflection. Six foot at 14, yeah. And then I stopped growing. I was like, I remember my granddad said, you can't, I used to play on the wing, and he says, you're going to have to learn to play somewhere else because you can't have a 6'3" winger and you're going to be 6'3". So I learned to play somewhere else, and I could have stayed as a winger. You can have a 6 foot winger. Come on, spread it. Spread it. It's too many bloody touches again. He takes 3 touches to pass the ball that he should have passed first time there. Remember Jesse used to be like that, though. It was always a sideways pass. Mata, Sancho. Right, I'm not messing about. I'm not playing around in the second half. Not playing around in the second half. You know, nicely approaching. Going to cut it here. Lovely ball by Mata, by the way. Into Sancho on the volley, no confidence really. He needs to hit that with his shoelaces. Yeah, Donny's playing well. Matic is playing well. The problem at the moment is where's the chances coming from for United. I think we've done okay since going 1-0 down, but there's not loads of chances. Tackle Delo, throw in. I am wearing pants. I've got like shorts on. It's been a hot day in the UK. Got to enjoy the last few days of summer. I tell you, it's gone after this week. Might be gone already. I don't know what the weather is tomorrow. You could have played basketball, Mark. I never liked basketball. The ball's too big. Okay. Prefer netball. What was that? I'm not going to answer that because then I'll just get a load of it myself. Another offside here from West Ham. Of course, there's no guarantee that West Ham won't score the second goal. Yes, I have got FIFA 22. I'm going to be playing it a little bit at 11 o'clock tonight on Goldbridge TV on Twitch. I'll be opening some packs, trying out the game. I played one game on it. I downloaded it at 4. I played one game before I was setting up for this. Man United against Liverpool on ultimate difficulty. I got a 1-1 draw and Donny scored, but David De Gea made about 10 really good saves. The goalkeepers are better from what I've seen. And tackling's harder, but I think you just got to get used to the pace of the game. Tackling's always hard when you first play a game. Just got to get used to the dynamics. But what's the game plan here? Get the fullbacks to whipping crosses to Martial up against Dawson. I'm sorry, but Ollie needs to do better here, says Owen. That's a great super chat by Owen, actually, because I want to defend Ollie on this. Yes, you've got to play the game, but I haven't really got a massive problem with us putting crosses into the box because it's also important that we get used to a style of system and play our way. And remember I said that Liverpool always play the same way and Man City always play the same way and Chelsea always play the same way. Well, they don't actually. Chelsea change it quite a lot. But we want a style of play. And just because Ronaldo's not playing doesn't mean we shouldn't be telling our players to, get down the wings and put crosses into the box. Because when Ronaldo does play, then we'll benefit from, having learned to do that. And I tell you what, you can't defend a good cross. There was a good cross in from Donny, from Delo in the first half. And I'd love to have seen a replay of it because I think Martial could have chucked himself at it. But I do think Bruno will come on. Bruno for Mata, surely. I'd take Mata and Sancho or Lingard off, really. Get Greenwood and Bruno on. I hope he doesn't take Tony off, but he might take Tony off. Thanks, saying the graphics are good. Yeah, there's your stats. 3 shots on target, but we've had 15 shots. The quality of them have been very long range, a lot of them, though. I'd like to see more shots in the box. Nice ball there by Sancho into Martial. Poor control. Lovely ball by Sancho, that was. That's what he can do when he settles and starts playing confidently. If he takes Donny off, it's a bloody joke. See, Donny and Matic, they do and are capable of playing first touch football, which moves the ball quicker. But let's not forget West Ham. If they were to get a goal, I don't think we'd come back from 2-0 down. Mark, what do you see in Martial? He's terrible, says Keane Johnson. I don't remember saying that I think Martial's had a great game. I think he had an okay first half. But you know what it is? Like, I haven't heard anybody saying Tellez has been shit. And I sense victimization. And I think Martial gets victimized. And I think other people get victimized in this team unfairly. And I don't understand it. So I defend them because I don't think Tellez has had a very good game. But I've not heard anybody saying Tellez is shit. Is that because Tellez is cool? You like Tellez? I don't know. So I don't think Martial's had any worse a performance than other players who don't get the stick that he gets. So, and also, in relation to all of these players, did we not speak before the game and say, it's just like you say something before kickoff and everyone goes, oh, yeah, that's a good point. But then the game kicks off and people totally ignore the good point. What did we say before the game? Some of these players tonight will have bad games because they're rusty. Like, you can't just drop a player into a game and when you've not played them and expect them to play well. It's not that easy and it shouldn't be that easy. You know, some players are going to be rusty. Simple as that, isn't it? Mark Noble yellow carded there. It's a nice bit of skill here from Sancho. Let's watch it back. Oh, yeah. These are the things that he'll bring to the team when he settles in. And I think in the second half, Sancho's already looked a little bit sharper. Sancho is improving as the game's gone on, says Wazim. Donny has been excellent. Why is Sancho on the left? I'd love to see him on the right-hand side, says Wazim. Well, yeah, he won't be on the left for long. Here's Donny. Oh, unlucky with the cross. Delo. Oh, he hit through it, but he hit wide. Who hits this pass? Is it Eric Bailly? No, it's Delo. Delo with the shot wide, but it was also Delo with the probing pass. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner to do that. On the road to 150k. We need a goal in this game. Going to have to make some changes here. In all fairness, Martial's been here for 5 years. He's done at United. When you ain't got confidence, at least you work hard. I used to back him to the hilt, says David Miller. Well done for having an opinion, David. You won't change mine. Not going in on a player just because he's been here for 5 years and he's actually not the worst player on the pitch. But if that's what you want to do, that's what the community is all about. Everyone's grown up and supposedly knowledgeable enough to make their own decisions. So, you know, just don't try and convince me of your opinions when I don't agree with them. That's what I've always said for 6 years. And also, I think Matt's shit. So, you know, is anyone going to agree with me on that? I think Matt's a waste of time. Does he even come out for the second half? So, you know. Oh, Matic, bloody hell. Watch this from Matic. Kidding hell. Just need Kufal in the nuts. They're right in the family jewels. Matic's knee, sponsored by Manscaped. Jesse's always been a glory chaser rather than a team player like Bruno. That's why he never settled. Donny and Matic have been miles ahead of McFred, says AJ Singh. We had 16 attempts, says William. I think Donny has had a brilliant game, but I've been seriously impressed by Delo. Good to have two different options at right back, says Perry. This is why I'm really glad that we didn't bring in Trippier. Corner to Donny got robbed there for possession. Is he starting to get tired? And that's something that'll be interesting as well. A lot of these players haven't played football 90 minutes, so some of them might be getting a bit tired today. Anyway, corner for West Ham. Cleared away. Come on, half an hour to go. I really want us to win this game because I want to see this team given another chance in another game. They've got so many players. Ooh. Mark Noble. Could be a second yellow. No. Caught Bay in the face. Oh. Bit of a dive by there, Eric, because he definitely didn't touch you in the face. Matic lucky not to get sent off. I don't think they have VAR in the Carabao Cup, do they? So, Donny's getting caught in possession a couple of times now. I'm just wondering if he's getting a bit tired. Reverse clouds. Come on, Newton Heath, let's advance. How long would you give it to bring Joe on, says Tom? Joe? Who's Joe? I wouldn't bring Jones on. I think Ollie probably was thinking about Alanga and Jones if we were winning 2 or 3-0. See, Matic's passing starting to drift a bit now. It's a shame because Matic and Donny have played really well, but they are starting to tire, I think. West Ham on the break worry me a little bit. Ooh. Yeah, was that Yarmolenko shooting wide? Matter off. Right decision. Right, I guarantee this game changes now. Mark my words, this game's about to change. Matter off for Greenwood. Donny. Greenwood. Oh, it nearly changed straight away. What a ball. That's the thing that pisses me off. The pass by Donny is so good. And Greenwood takes it down and it should be 1-1. It's the chance of the game. Chance of the game straight away. Mata comes off slow. Greenwood comes on. Lovely ball by Donny. And if Greenwood finishes that, it's a great assist by Donny and it's a great finish by Greenwood. Oh, what a goal that would have been. Look at this. Greenwood. Matic. And look, lovely little ball. What a ball that is. It's pin perfect. It's a good save by the keeper. I mean, like Greenwood never doesn't hit the target, does he? Oh, what a goal. That would have been a great goal. That really would have been a great goal. Fred would never, says William. This game will change now. With Mata off, we're not playing with 10 men. And I know that sounds harsh, but he ain't got the legs. We've suddenly got somebody with more legs in the team. And it'll be like playing with the front 4 instead of the front 3.5. We'll get back in this game now. Ding, 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 ding. Do, 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 do. Lingard straight at the keeper because he always has to shoot. I'll tell you what, Jesse, unfortunately, you're going to go on my list today. I didn't realise how little he passes the ball. And it doesn't matter when you're playing for West Ham, really, because, you know, the expectations at West Ham are different, aren't they? But at United, you've got a lot of quality players around. There might always be another pass instead of shooting. Big shout out to Wash and Go for sponsoring the show. You can get yours delivered to your house and have a nice shower with it through the link in the video description. 25 minutes to go. Go straight to penalties. If we get an equaliser, see the difference with the run of Mason versus Martial, says John Bravo. He's going to have to try and get Bruno on. People are just sheep repeating what is a popular opinion at the time. Some people go against the grain just for the sake of it. You need a balance, says Red Baron. Mad seeing 2 Chelsea rejects, Mata and Matic, says Has. Mark, Lacquer is back. We could be getting Martial. Will unleash his true potential. The new Wilford, who was underrated, says Zayn Miasi. I think Martial would do very well at Arsenal, to be fair. Drag Lingard off the pitch, says Cristiano. Well, Bruno looks pissed off. He's not even warming up, so... Matic tried some stupid shot there. Do you think Ollie should have put Mason up top and moved Tony to the left and Sancho to the right, says Jack Pennington? And do you think United should sign Alves on a free? No, I don't, Ice. I think Matic and Donny are probably just trying to force the issue a little bit now. We need a good 15 minutes of momentum here. 25 to go. Lingard just keeps hold of the ball too long. Two examples in 5 seconds there when I was just actually tweeting about it. Like, Lingard doesn't release the ball. He's always trying to do too much to get the shot off. A double substitution for West Ham now. 25 minutes to go, so you can be able to do your player ratings soon. I don't know whether I fancy United to get 2 goals in the last 25 minutes, but we might go straight to penalties. We'll see. Vlasic is coming on. I think Lanzini might be going off as well. Just a break in the play. If you want to get one of these hoodies, by the way, links in the second paragraph of the video description. We do ship worldwide. Lingard has lost the ball far too many times, says William. He's not actually had a good game, but I suppose with Lingard, you know, what does Lingard do? He'll score a goal from the edge of the box, and everyone will forget everything else, I suppose. But if he does that, he's done his job, hasn't he? But I think there's been a few times today where he could have got the pass off. Ollie's going to have to make another sub here. And his only other attacking sub is Bruno, who isn't even warming up. So is he going to bring McTominay on? Which I don't think really changes something unless either Donny or Van der Beek are tired. Donny, Matic, brilliant. Sancho, way off the pace. Scary, says David Miller. You know what? If I'm absolutely harsh, this has been a very equal game in the sense that, you know, I don't think West Ham don't deserve to be winning 1-0. The goal was legit. But I do think the selection of Mata made us weak. I do. I just don't think he ever had the legs for this sort of a game. And I think it's just made us not as creative in the final third that we could have been. And now it's like, can we be that creative for 20 minutes to go when West Ham are going to drop deeper and deeper? This team just needs Bruno to turn me on, says Abdullah. Okay. You might need to bring McTominay on, just to get a bit of energy in the midfield. Matic and Donny have done a lot of running. But the subs West Ham have made, I think Moyes might just be thinking, let's just go and win this. Right, Sancho on the break. Attack the space. Come on. Attack the space here. He's got to find a pass. And again, Lingard. Has he fucking not passed it again? Again, he's gone for some 30-yard shot when he's got a pass out wide to Mason Greenwood. And it's not the low. It's Mason Greenwood who's the spare man. Pass the bloody ball, mate. I've never seen such a performance of individualism from Jesse. It's like every time he's shooting. We're Manchester United. You're not at West Ham anymore. You've got to go for the extra pass if it's on, because you're not going to score every time from 35 fucking yards. Pass the ball, mate. I'm fed up of it tonight because, he's in form. I understand why he's going for the shots, but you can't do it every bloody time. Pass the fucking ball. I'll tell you what, I bet Lingard will score an equaliser. But the reality is, he bloody should. He's had enough chances to shoot. Well, I think I don't think he should have shot every time. But he could have had a couple of assists in this game. Truthfully, if there's anyone actually going to care if we aren't in this Carrier Bag Cup next round, says Tim. I care. I do care because I think we've got such a big squad. I don't want us to go out. I think it's a shame for these players who aren't getting game time that they're going to get knocked out of a tournament. Here's Lingard. Come on. Good cross. Back post. Oh, corner. Come on. Everybody up. Everybody up. That was better from Jesse. Get Lingard off. Ineffective. No eye for a pass. Get him off, says Bunda. I don't think he's going to make any subs here, Ollie, Unless Bruno's warming up. Oh, good cross. Eric Bailly puts the ball into orbit. This is why we struggled before Bruno. Selfish Cam, says Jack Brown. 852. Ted says Martial's non-existent. Well, he's going to make a double substitution here. Took Donny off, has he? No, Lingard off and Tellez off for Elanga and Bruno. No, spot on. Absolutely spot on. Martial's been awful, says Sean Turner. Well, he's got those subs, right? Tellez off, Lingard off, Bruno on. I can't argue with that. I thought he took Donny off for a minute, which I would have said was a bit harsh, but I think he's gone for it. He's right. What a ball by Bruno straight away to Greenwood. 40-yard, cross the pitch. Come on, lads. Come on, then. Greenwood. They're going to sit West Ham now. He knows they're going to sit, so he's gone more attacking. Oh, Bruno, bad touch. We've got to watch for the break. Got to watch on the break. I mean, Elanga's basically going to be playing as a left-back here, which is interesting. Mason's only just come on, Khalid. He's not off. 30,000 watching. I'm sure you're watching for a reason. I've said so many times this manager is not good enough, but excuses are being made for him. We will learn the hard way, says United Channel. You know what, mate? I don't actually think this is on Ollie tonight. I think it's on bad decisions. We were just saying there. I mean, I don't agree with Mata playing. I don't agree with Mata staying. And I think he's taken up a place in the team, and he makes us weaker. Of course he does. Great tackle by Donny there. Come on, let's move. But look how wasteful Lingard's been today. When he could have slipped people in and he's had a shot. You take all those shots Lingard's had today. If he played a pass just 50% of the time, we might be winning 2-1. Like he's been in positions where he could have slipped Martial in, he could have slipped Greenwood in, and he shot from distance. Delot with the cross. Oh, good defending again. Greenwood. He stays up. There's no way a foul. Go on, Mason. Generational talent. Cross comes in. But with 20 minutes to go, I think he's made the right subs. Matic, come on, let's have a look. Nice little slip. Greenwood can't keep that in. Come on, keep it going, keep it going. I don't think Lingard's useless. I just think he got carried away with himself today. It was like, he scored for England, he scored at the weekend, and it was just like it was the Jesse Lingard show. And you see that sometimes with Bruno. It's like they just don't stop shooting. Bruno's done it. But it's not helpful when you're losing 1-0, when players are hitting shots from 30 yards. I'm always a big advocate. If you are losing a game, why are you shooting from 30 yards all the time? Play the extra pass. Get closer to the goal. Use the space. Work for the big opportunity. Because one thing we haven't done today, we haven't created that big opportunity. We've had lots of shots, but when was the big opportunity? West Ham, they've had the best chance of the game and they scored it. We've not created that because we've been too eager to get the shot off. I think play the extra pass. I think Ollie needs any silverware he can get, says Vabath. Martial's looking disillusioned. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. And as I said, massive shout out to Wash and Go. You can get yours delivered to your door through the link in the video description. I think there's a few players that you might want to wash and go yourselves today. Not in that way, just wash and get out. Player ratings are up. You can start voting if you want to already. There's Alanga. He's got a really good knack of scoring goals, Alanga. Donny's actually going to play 90 minutes. So Steve Locke, another corner. Trouble is, we've had a lot of corners today. But we don't really have anybody to get on the end of the corners. Which is why I think Bruno's gone short here. No offence, Mark, but all these are excuses. The players are cold because he doesn't rotate enough. Also, where's the game plan to break teams down, says United Channel. Mate, how's he supposed to rotate at the start of the season? Like, where's he supposed to rotate and play some of these players this season? Like, with all fairness, you can't carry on last season into this season. Greenwood. I mean, I'm glad that people are getting frustrated, and of course, that's going to end you towards the manager. But Matic, Martial, good play. Come on, Bruno. He'll hit this. Oh, he's hit it quite well, but still gone wide. Wide, I tell you. 10 minutes to go. 15 probably. It looks like we're going out or penalties. I don't think we're going to score 2 goals. Straight to penalties if it's a draw. Straight out if it stays like this. No, it's not a penalty, though, isn't it? Second paragraph, links in the video description if you want to do your player ratings. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Star next to your man of the match. Submit your score. We'll go through that in the match reaction. Manchester United heading out of the Carabao Cup as things stand. Oh, lovely control there by Eric Bailly. Tell you what, Eric Bailly's been steady tonight. He's not been at fault for anything, has he? Although United messing about a bit at the back. West Ham pushing to get the winner here. Need to be a little bit careful about that, because West Ham could quite easily create a chance. West Ham on the attack. Kufel, don't give up the foul, Jaden. Don't give up the foul. Silly fouls to give up here. Come on, move it, Matic. Let's give it a goal kick. Let's give it a goal kick, don't worry. Drifting. Bruno's gone for a... That's not going to hold up, is it? It is. What a ball by Bruno. Delo. Corner. Critical 8153 says, imagine getting knocked out of the Carabao Cup in the first round. Oh, yeah. I've got to admit, mate, it's always been something that keeps me awake at night. God, imagine if you get knocked out of the Carabao Cup in the first round. The embarrassment, the shame. Oh, my God. I won't really be playing FIFA 22 at 11, not giving a shit. Oh, come on. Martial. Oh, keeper's out. Come on. 10 minutes to go. Oh, here we go. This could be it. No, he's not. He's not. Brilliant. Well done, Bruno. Best player since he's come on. This is not on only bad decisions, bad players, good lineup and good subs, says Chelsea. We will look so much different with Ronaldo, Varane and Rashford. Greenwood. Aram says, what's Martial good at? He's not fast. He's finishing. He's terrible. He's lost his skills. We need to sell as possible. Aram, how's his finishing terrible? Like, what are you basing Martial's finishing terrible being on? I mean, look, I don't think Messi says goal. But he's not had any chances for you to say that his finishing's terrible. I think one of our big failings today was starting Mata and Jesse Lingard's greed. Like, there was opportunities to actually play other players in. We've just not created enough clear-cut chances in this game. Lots of shots, not enough chances. But there's 10 minutes to go. I feel we're going to get a big chance in this game. And remember what I said, I've got a funny feeling Donny van der Beek will score. Come on, move the ball. You got to move the ball quick. Bloody hell, that was wild. Got to move the ball quicker. Great tackle, Donny. Well in. Come on, keep that momentum going. Got to work hard now, lads. That's better. Oh, come on. That's good pressing. Come on. Mason. Oh, a bit wild again. You see, everyone's shooting from 30 yards. We need to play the extra pass. If I was Ollie tonight, I'd be very frustrated about the amount of players who've gone for the shot from the edge of the box. Too many times, too many shots. Play the extra pass, get closer. Well, we're in for an exciting last 10 minutes here, because if we either get the equaliser and go to penalties, or we're going to go out. Look at that, 22 shots. 22 shots. And I can't think of one good chance. That means that's a bad indictment on what we've done. Believe, boys and girls, says Mehdi. It's coming. Players need to take responsibilities tonight, says Nicholas. I think spot on, Nicholas. You know, managers are always going to get criticised when you lose, but players have got to take responsibility. 22 shots, and we've not had a clear-cut chance. That to me suggests we've been in a position to have a shot and 25 shots, and we've decided to go for a shot from distance. What more can be asked of Donny? Everything we say McFred lack was on display by him today. Martial hasn't really been fed today, says Biggie Third. I'll tell you what, here's a story for you. Penalty shootout. Henderson makes the saves. He needs to be number one. He needs to be in our number one. This is why Henderson should be number one. It's all set. It's so frustrating because we want to have more shots in games and we're doing it, but just the wrong way, says Emil. Well, no, I think at the weekend we had a lot of, decent shots on target. It's about shots on target, isn't it? But, from in the box. Most of these shots today, I don't think have been in the box. Yeah, see again, another fucking shot from outside the box, Bruno. It's the whole team today shooting from fucking everywhere. Like, what are we doing? We've got 5 minutes to go. We've had half an hour to go. We've had 20 minutes to go. We've had 10 minutes to go. We've got 5 minutes to go, and people are still shooting from the edge of the box. Play the extra pass. A lot of this is on player decisions today. You can't coach that. We've got in the right positions and we've gone for shots. Oh, Yarmolenko's just hit the post. Should have been over. Wasn't offside. United getting tired. Bruno, Greenwood, come on. Greenwood. Oh, Sancho. Bruno, put it in, put it in. Ah. Benjamin says, in fairness, West Ham have got a lot of players back. I feel bad for some players today, though, if we go out, because it's not because of Matic. It's not because of Donny. Bruno, come on. You've got a good cross on you. No. Everybody's just trying to do things. Oh, here we go. Eric Bayes on his own. It's a 3v2. This is it. Mark Noble. Good save, Henderson. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Great save, Henderson. Come on. That should have been the game. Bowen. And another good save by Henderson. Greenwood. Bruno. Oh, fucking shoots again. Are you feeling the nerves, says Hunter? I just want us to play the extra pass in the box. Just look lost out there. What the hell do the guys work on in training, says Andrew Rossi. Go on, Greenwood. Cut it back. It was nearly there for Donny. You know what I think, though? What I really do think is that chance that we had where it was flicked over the top by Donny to Greenwood when he first came on. That was the chance. That was the chance that run out of time here. Pep can coach passing, says Biggie Third. Lovely ball out to Bruno. Come on, come on. Donny's going to make the run again. It's not looking good now. It's not looking good now. I mean, West Ham should have won it, really. Yarmolenko, this save from Mark Noble from Henderson, that was for the game. He should have took a touch, really. It wasn't a very good finish, but he's tried to go through his legs. Good save with the feet. David De Gea-esque, actually. But I think United are out. I think they've shot the load here. I don't like to say it, but West Ham are down in the corner. Yarmolenko, good tackle. Over the bar. Come on, move it, move it, move it, move it, move it. I'm very frustrated. It's not the end of the world going out of the Carabao Cup. I mean, I really hope we're not going to see stupid reactions, because I don't feel like that. I think this is on certain players tonight. And I think it's very unfortunate for certain players as well. I think there's some players that have let the players down, but there's some players that have played really well who won't get much game time now. Humphrey says, much better game today. Yeah, I don't think Eric Bailly, Nemanja Matic, Donny van der Beek, those sort of players, they're going to play less game time now because there's no Carabao Cup, but I think they've done really well. Let's be honest, we don't deserve to win this match. Totally outplayed today. What? Andrew, have you been watching a different game? Look at the stats. We've had 25 shots to their 5. We've had 60% possession. Andrew, you couldn't have put a super chat out at the worst time. We've been totally outplayed. Look at the fucking stats. We've not been totally outplayed. We've just totally, utterly taken too many shots from the edge of the box when we should have played the final ball. I'll be stunned if Ollie doesn't say we just didn't use the ball right in the final third. It's a shame Donny doesn't get a full game with our first team players around him. Henderson's up for the corner. 2 minutes to go. Bruno. There's no one in goal. It's a shame Donny didn't get a full game. Got that. Now Ollie gets to blame Donny for his and Lingard's wasteful display, says Arch. Don't get me wrong. Some of these guys are good, but there are some that need to wake up and realise they can be offloaded at a moment's notice, says Sean. We've been outplayed. West Ham controlled the game via positioning rather than holding the ball. Whatever. I've never heard such shit in my life. We're going to lose. West Ham deserve to win, but outplayed nonsense. What are you talking about? Outplayed by West Ham not having the ball. Well, this is a new one. I'm always up for new tactics, but we've been outplayed by West Ham not having the ball and positioning themselves well. How do you get outplayed by not having the ball? This is a brand new one, this is. Is it like virtual sex when your bloody girlfriend goes and shags another bloke, but you watch it on tape? Well, I was part of it because I watched it. I mean, come on. Outplayed by not having the ball. What a load of nonsense. West Ham deserved to win because they scored a good goal. The best chance of the game fell to West Ham and they took it. For all the shots on goal we've had, we haven't created that chance. Very disappointing. Player ratings, link in the video description. I think it's going to be very interesting to see how you rate the players now on the match reaction show. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average star next to your man of the match. Very interested to see that on the match reaction. Ollie doesn't even look that bothered. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a massive problem. It's just the fact that we've got a massive squad and it would be nice to be getting them some game time. And now when the next round comes, they won't be getting that game time. don't you take a touch there, Sancho? And that's it. He blows right on 94 minutes. Manchester United go out of the Carabao Cup with a bit of a whimper, to be honest with you. Bit of a whimper. Not happy. Not happy. Well, we'll talk about it in the match reaction, but ultimately, I think there's certain players in that team who need to have a long, hard look at themselves. The greed in the final third was a joke. I think some people are playing for contracts, as we know, and some people believe their own hype. I thought Lingard today, he's played well, but the amount of times he had the shot today when he could have played a pass, and we've not scored a goal. Mata was a waste of time. Sancho still settling in. Martial disappointing. But I feel for Matic and Donny and Bailly and, Henderson to a certain extent, certainly Delot. Lindelof, I suppose, as well. They didn't have a bad performance. They've done their job. The attack has let us down. Anyway, link in the video description. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. We'll go through that on the match reaction. I'm going to be live on there in a minute or so. And don't forget, tonight, I will be playing FIFA 22 from 11 o'clock on Goldbridge TV on Twitch. But I'm going to go straight over to the match reaction now. I'll see you over there in a minute.